Excuse me, you know I beg your pardon for this interruption. Now back to regularly scheduled programming.
All right, good evening. Welcome everybody back to Dice Illusions. This is going to be session 17. We have been off for a while for the holidays, essentially, and we are finally back together here in the new year. Excited to get back to Fool's Landing, set in the Forgotten Realms, playing Advanced Dungeons and Dragons 2nd Edition. I'm Jamie. I'm going to be the Dungeon Master for tonight's session, and I'm joined tonight by 6 players. So I'll have you guys introduce yourselves and your character. I'll go left to right on my screen and start with Adam. Good evening.
Hi, good evening. I am Adam playing Bartholomew Adams. He is what are we at now? 3rd level?
I think so.
I looked at the sheet recently. He's a cleric of Lyra, the Lady of the Mists here. And looking to see if he survives another session, I guess. You know? One's going to pop up. Trolls or gnolls or...
One day at a time. Good to have you back. Awesome. And next up is Chris.
All right. I've got my favorite Kurza, who's a level 3 full elven wizard.
Perfect. Great. Good to have you. Next up is Rodolfo.
Hi there. I'm Rodolfo. I'm playing Ronnie, the 4th or 5th level, don't remember. Halfling Thief.
Yeah, we'll check here in a second. I think you might be 4th. But good to have you. All the way from Brazil, and then all the way from the UK, Luke. Good evening.
Hello, this is Luke here, burning the midnight oil, and I am playing Vitaly Calvis, a currently 4th level cleric who is having to deal with a bunch of issues of his past coming back. Yeah, hope everybody enjoys the show.
Awesome. Good to have you. Next up is Molly.
Hello, I'm playing Imithra. She's a human Rashomai gladiator who's won her freedom from the pits. And she's currently hired down with the group, but she's she's running from something, so she's kind of hoping that she can join up with them.
Yeah, perfect. Good to have you. And last but not least, Brian.
Hi, I'm Brian. I'm Halen Thornwood, level 2 ranger. Soon will be level 3, hopefully. I'm a harper, just making my way around.
Perfect. All right, great. So we've got 6 of you today. We'll start with 6 Astonishing Fortune that you guys will be able to use for rerolls. Let's go ahead and double check on the levels. Not 100% where everyone was. So let's see. I think we've got this for the most part. Tali's 3rd. Bart is 4th. Kurza's 3rd.
I'm 4th now.
Oh, you're 4th now? Okay, I'll fix you up. There we go. Okay. Anyone else is wrong on here? I think everyone else is good to go. So we got 3 4th levels, 3rd level, and 2 2nd levels, essentially. So we won't worry too much about the party roles. I think that's sort of going to be more flexible here. So I'm just going to go back into a little bit of a recap. I'll move you guys to the calendar real quick. So we are in the high sun in the 8th month of the Forgotten Realms calendar at the 1st of Elacius. That's the date. And let me bring up the map of the Inner Sea to remind us a little bit of the path that the party has taken since the journey began back in Westgate. We do have some good party notes here, so I've opened this up. If you guys scroll to the very, 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 very bottom, it has the session notes from the last session. If somebody'd like to try to translate that for us and give us all a maybe a cliff note of where we are and what just took place, and then we'll try to fill in any blanks that we can as a group. But does someone want to take a shot at recapping session 16?
I have to read it to remember.
Yeah, no problem. If you scroll to the end of those story notes, someone has done some bullet points, it looks like.
Who wrote that?
That's a good question.
Apologies.
No, it's
I'd
good.
be
It's
willing
very
to
detailed.
recap it if nobody else is.
Yeah, but it doesn't seem to help me much even reading it. So yeah, I think I always enjoy Chris's recaps. So
Oh, Chris can go ahead, yeah.
if he's willing.
All right. Let's see. I guess we had to fight our way out of the Knoll caves, and we kind of got the impression there were many more in there, or could be more elsewhere. So rather than go onwards without spells and other preparations, we kind of made sure to hit the outdoors. And we see Halen, who we met, moving around out there, and he seems to have a symbol of the Harpers. So then we hear something coming before we get too engrossed in our conversation of introductions to one another, and we have to hide. And we see some fleeing gnolls, which we engage, and then realize there's a troll chasing the gnolls. And, well, the gnoll kills, an ox, and nearly kills a few of us, and then we finally finish the troll, and we find a way to rehook all the remaining horses to the cart, and head back to the cave so that we can recover. And let's see. We do find some stuff in the cave. 3 more sacks and a notch in the wall. And
If I may
Ronnie.
interject, I think you moved further into the cave and I stayed behind with the stuff.
Oh yeah, that could very well be.
Yeah.
Yep. So we leave Bartholomew outside.
Yeah.
Because he'd rather be outside than in a cave, and we kind of investigate the main cave where they were having elves for dinner, and find some more stuff about the room while we're searching and resting. Ronnie finds a box and some loot.
Yeah.
And then
there was like a lair of a little creature. Besides the
it went up,
white-haired creature.
and it went up out onto the roof of the rock
Yeah.
formation here, right?
Creature escaped through the roof, and we found his belongings. I wrote 3 bags of treasure, unspecified. A little box with dagger, handle inlaid with gems, and a large gemstone. It was the things we found in the creature's lair.
Did we ever find out what the creature was?
No. It's small and have a white hair, and all his things were covered in a kind of dust.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Sounds right. So then I think you guys met up with Vitali, and you started on the road towards Dragon Falls because you are if I sort of zoom in on the map to where the party token is in green here, you guys are crossing, you've left Raven's Bluff, you've passed Tantris, the road to Tantris, towards the Earthfast Mountains. That's where you've encountered all of these things that we've just run through, and now you're in proximity to Dragon Falls, or you could continue across the Earthfast Mountains towards Procampur, which I believe is your current destination. So that's where you were on the road, and if you recall, the last thing I think was that you found a couple of bodies laying that looked as if they had fallen from some of the cliffside. There was a body of an elf laying on the road, and further down in the ravine there was another body of another elf that you spotted as well. And so I believe you've surveyed that scene and recovered what you could from that scene as well. So that's information now that's also traveling with you, and that's where I think we pick it up. And I think we have, you guys may have some discussion that you want to have as a team around what it is you want to do next, where you're wanting to go, your orientation as far as those things are concerned. So I'll give you a chance to kind of sync up on where it is that you're heading next and what it is you want to do as you're all kind of back on the road here at this junction, where you can kind of decide again if you want to head towards Dragon Falls or make a break over the Earthfast Mountains toward Procampur, or go back to Raven's Bluff, whatever it might be. So the world is in front of you, if you will, and I'll let you guys talk through what you think might be the next best step.
Hey, Chris and Rodney, Rodolfo. I remember saying that I would make you leather armor with my armor skill. So with your permission and Jamie's permission, do you mind if I just do a few armor checks?
No,
Sure. I think we could probably stop for a day in Dragon Falls.
Yeah.
We have some stuff that requires seeing if it's magical.
I also have to check in with the Helm Temple here for the payment for Ubering you guys.
You are owed some money for that, yeah. So,
and I could buy tools to help me craft the armor.
Yeah, it could be sounds like a plan.
Yeah.
all right.
What about the bodies of the Harpers? Did we deal with those?
Yeah, we will take them to Dragon Fall.
Yes, I think you guys, if let me go back to the map where that occurred.
Okay.
It was a mountain pass. This might remind us of what took place. It's sort of zoomed out. Let's see. No, this is not correct. This is not what was there. Wrong map. The forest trail. Yeah, I might have overwritten the map. I think I overwrote the map, but regardless, there were some bodies that you did recover. So that's a good question. What were you trying to do? Were you wanting to bring the bodies back with you, or were you wanting to properly bury them from where they?
I'd feel bad about not burying them. I'm pretty religious. So unless anybody has any objections to that, we'd probably try and investigate the bodies and see what we can do, and then I would properly bury them if that's okay.
Is there
the problem? Look, the corpses are Harpers, and our friend Halen is too.
Yeah.
He thought he said to us to take the corpses to the city.
Yeah.
So they could deliver the bodies to Harpers so they can have the proper burial. Whatever that might be.
Yeah,
That's a good idea.
yeah.
We'll take the bodies back with us.
There is a sort
So-
of ritual and an extra mile that a harper will go to in a case like this. So that rings a bell. I'm glad, that's a good call, Rodolfo. That is exactly what I think we talked about at the end of the last session. So so you'll have these two bodies with you that you've recovered, and you are heading towards Dragon Falls unless someone else has anything else they wanted to do before heading that direction. All right.
Anything you need to ditch before entering town?
I don't have any contraband.
So I think I'm gonna have Adam, if you could roll for me a 6-sided die.
Sure.
All right. So you are basically able to traverse for several hours until you arrive at the town of Dragon Falls. It's a small trading village, and I'll take you to the map. You don't encounter anything on your way there, other than some other travelers, small groups of travelers that you see in the area. So let's see. This is it. Yeah, so we did have a retcon session, and so that's why I've got you guys moved in the gates here. Let me kind of reset the scene here. So we have a couple of horses pulling your wagon, I believe. And I need to get your tokens out here for everybody who was traveling here with the group. All right. So who do we have? We need Bart. We need
And me.
Kurza.
Halen.
Halen's in there. He's yellow.
Mm-hmm.
And who am I
Oh.
saying? Vitali. Okay. All right. So we won't worry too much about the order on the cart, other than to say that you're approaching the gate of what looks to be this small trading outpost called Dragon Falls. As you get closer, you actually see a carved sign that's hanging on the outside of the gate that says Dragon Falls, and it looks as if the fort itself has some movement inside, some lights, and you can hear folks moving around inside of the walls. So as you approach towards the front of the gate, what's that?
Time of day?
It is probably it's probably dusk at this point, since you've been traveling and you discovered those bodies and kept pushing forward, so it's getting towards dusk at this point. And you in fact, as you're pulling up, you might see that they're lighting some of the lanterns, that keep the entryway welcoming for folks to be able to see their way to the gate. And as you approach the gate, that's when you see a human male with black hair, wearing like a green tabard, and on the tabard he's got a symbol that shows a dragon, like the head of a dragon, next to a waterfall, and it's just, looks like it's a symbol that you see in some other places as you get closer to the front gate. And he makes eye contact with you as you're approaching the gate. He says, "Good evening, travelers. Where do you hail from?"
Lots of different places.
Very true.
Where were you most recently?
Just around the corner, actually. Roundabouts. What's the place name again?
Raven's Bluff.
Just near Ravensbluff, most recently.
Ah, Raven's Bluff. And where might you be headed? Are you crossing through the mountains to Procampur or somewhere else?
Maybe after a long, hardy rest and a bath.
Huh.
Yes, we faced some dangers on the road. We fought off some gnolls and a troll.
The
No,
troll was a
troll.
problem.
I've heard of the gnolls, but I was not aware that there was a troll lurking about.
There still is, unfortunately.
Ah.
We were not taking that thing on in the state we were in.
So I think at this point, he's sort of looking around, and he notices the bodies that you have in the cart, and motions to that. Is this what you have found on the road?
Yes.
I
2 fellow harpers of mine slayed
Where?
on the hillside of not far from here.
On the mountain pass?
Yeah.
'Cause at this point, he would sort of notice the fall damage, perhaps that one of them has taken, obviously, and his face will be very concerned at that. And he says, to you that there have been many disturbances along the mountain pass recently. Gnolls are the least of our concern. There are some other forces at work that I know your kind, motioning to your Harper symbol that he would see as well, have been working hard to remove the curse from our region, but it appears that these two have fallen victim to these forces. So we will aid you, and you are welcome to enter without payment. And he kicks open like a post on the gate that helps it kind of spring backward, and he holds the gate for you as you then are kind of motioned that you're able to enter.
Thank you very much.
Yep. Thank him as we pass him.
cheers.
So he will move out of the way, let you guys get yourselves into the courtyard. As you enter into the courtyard, you do see a group of humanoids that are kind of practicing. They look like they are perhaps the city watch, the patrol group, and that they're doing some regular training. I think if you guys want to each make a wisdom check here, I can give you some more information potentially on what you're seeing.
Let me get to my computer 1 second.
That's a good one.
This should have been entertaining.
Look, a couple of these right on. Just missed. Okay.
Yeah, I kind of want to size up, like their strength and their fortitude, if I can.
Yeah. So I think that
Okay, let's see.
most of you are getting a really good read on them so far. I know Vitaly thinks the only one that hasn't had a chance to roll, which is okay.
It's fine.
There's a consensus of observation here to where most of you are. In fact, yep, there you go. Everybody but Kurza basically is able to see the skill level of the average soldier here looks to be, let's say, below your own current level. So you're not terribly impressed by the skill of this group, but it doesn't look like they are also like pitiful or anything along those lines, just somewhat inexperienced. However, there are two people that look as if they're sort of leading the way and instructing the group, teaching them, some of the movements and reinforcing some of the learning. And those two folks, one of them appears to be half elven, and the other one is human as well. And those two look like they're sort of the most experienced, and that they may be, probably, let's say, a little bit more advanced than yourselves. Not terribly more, but a little bit more than yourselves. So, this is the scene as you walk in. You do see to the northeast corner here, you hear a smith, smacking away with his hammer and anvil. You can see some of the smoke rising from that structure. On the north end here of the Dragon Falls, it appears to be that there is a inn and tavern that is all connected to one another. And that doesn't appear to be super busy, but you do see some light on in there and some people in there. So that's currently what you see. There's a stable area on the left where you can store the horses and store your cart. You can pay for overnight stay for the horses if that's necessary. There's a stable keeper there. So I'll give you guys a chance to dismount the cart here, and you can kind of decide what it is you each would like to do next.
I'm gonna check in with my contacts in this town for the cash for escorting the party, and then I'm gonna head to the blacksmiths to see if I can get some armor as well to work on some armor for Chris and for Kurza and Ronnie.
Well, I can't do armor, but
I can do armor.
Okay.
Who can do armor? Somebody.
I can't wear it, so that's okay.
Somebody wanted armor. Somebody besides Ronnie who did, anyway.
Probably Ronnie, I think, needs armor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I asked you to look for another armor.
Yeah,
I'm
I retrieved some leather from the knolls, so I can probably fashion something if I've got tools. I'll head to my contacts, pick up the money, and I'll get some tools to properly work on this. That cave stuff was trying to jerry-rig armor together, and I don't work great under that sort of pressure.
Yeah, you
So
noticed,
I'll
Vitaly,
see you guys in a few.
Vitaly, you noticed that one of the people who was there training in the field is wearing a symbol of Helm, and that catches your attention, because obviously you're working for Helm and the temple of Helm, so that would be something that you would have observed as you were watching the group as well.
I'll head over there and conversate with him. And I'll first greet him by putting my hand into my chainmail vest and pulling out this necklace I have, which is a crucifix sword on a very long chain.
Ah, hail, fellow worshipper of Helm. Is this your latest job? He's looking at the cart.
Hail and well met, and it is a job I have barely scraped through. I didn't know the forests were going to be that dangerous, honestly. We lost 2 oxes and had to lash horses to the cart.
At that point, the guard who was at the gate is kind of like leaning in, like, they saw a troll! Troll? And they all sort of raise their eyebrows about a troll. You defeated a troll?
We
Scared him off.
No.
Well,
we forced him to retreat.
I made yes, absolutely. We made a pretty good retreat, honestly. I mean, it was. We did manage to make a fairly cool retreat. However, that was a nightmare.
Like,
Killed.
You live to tell the tale. That is no small feat.
Oh no. We worship the god of guardianship, not defeating everything we come across.
It is wise to not stay to the end in many of these battles. Here you are, friend, and he hands you payment from his belt for your trip, and he says, "May Helm continue to watch over you."
Hail and well met, hail Helm. How much money would this be?
I think that you received some payment before you left. We're going to say this is 20 gold.
Yeah, 20 gold's fine.
So the rest of you kind of notice that, again, like some of the trainees are sort of like seem impressed by you, the fact that you have this story that you fought a troll. So many of them are sort of, they check you out, because that sounds very interesting to them that you had that type of encounter. So I'll let you guys decide. Are you going to head to anyone need to see the blacksmith, or are you all thinking of the tavern and inn?
Well, I'm going to head to the stable and get the horses and the cart handled.
Okay.
So what's the fee for that?
So for the two horses and for the cart for overnight, it'll be 8 silver.
Well, that's not bad.
I like to find some tar to put on my arrows, if they have
Nice
any.
idea.
So I think Halen, you may kind of walk by the blacksmith shop as he's banging away in there, and looks like he might be working on a sword of some kind. And you can inquire with him about finding some tar. And if you'll roll a percentile, I will tell you what your availability is for getting some tar.
1 second.
We're going to say it's an 80% chance that they have tar. So you he basically says, "Oh, absolutely," and he kind of points across the way to down that road there. If you follow that around the corner, you'll see a small building, and there's some general goods there, and they do have some tar that you'll be able to buy. I don't know in what quantity, but certainly they have it.
Okay.
So
we've got a few items to sell if you guys want to do it.
I mean, I'll be inquiring about getting the tools for doing some armor making and crafting with the blacksmith, but I will check if there's anything we should sell.
Well, there's an axe, a halberd, and 5 battle axes.
Yes.
And I don't know if we want to sell the short bow.
Do we know if it's... did anyone identify it yet?
No, we haven't identified some of this stuff.
Okay, well, let's do that in the morning.
Yeah, you can sell weapons, with the blacksmith, or you can try to sell them, even to the town patrol or the general store. So you'd have several options of trying to sell your goods.
Where's the general store?
It is this building in this back west side.
Okay.
So, Jamie, how much would armorer's tools be, or would I have to ask the blacksmith if he has any?
How much would what be again?
What armorer's tools, blacksmith tools, anything like that?
Oh yeah, I get you some. Let me find my books real quick. What did I do with them? I moved my books. Let's see.
Cheers, Jamie.
Yeah, I'll have to look for them later. But for tools, I mean, if you're just looking for like a hammer and things like that, I'm gonna say it's about 5 gold to get yourself a sort of starter set.
It'd be like a hammer, a
back
knife,
1 second.
some scissors, stuff like that. Yeah.
So 5 gold, and he could give you the tools that you would need to be able to do making and crafting.
Nice. So then, Ronnie, I'll get to your armor as soon as we have some time. Probably. Yeah.
Vitaly, I have some skills with blacksmithing as well. Perhaps I could help you.
Oh, yeah, nice.
Speed the task along.
After we've got our affairs in order, yeah, we'll meet up and craft.
I also need to sharpen my drusus.
Absolutely. But now that we've got the tools of the trade, we can get this show on a roll.
Yeah, so I'll let you guys.
So yeah,
I'll let you guys, again, like if you've got any maintenance that you need on your equipment or gear, fixing, sharpening, those types of things, you can get that done at the blacksmith. Just let me know what it is you're wanting to do. Again, you can sell things in several places, and if you need general equipment, there is a general store as well. If you're wanting to hit that today or tomorrow, that's up to you. And I see that Ronnie is listening in to folks in the courtyard and listening into some of the conversation. So, Ronnie, if you want to give a roll for a percentile roll for that, I'll let you know what you find. Does anybody have any other pressing business that they want to attend to?
I want to sharpen my drusus. I'm not sure. Is that something I can do with my whetstone, or do I need to visit the blacksmith? But it needs to be done every day. So I kind of assumed that. Yeah, I thought maybe I could just use my whetstone, but
I would say that the blacksmith would have like a really nice, sharpening setup that you could probably use for a silver piece, and it might give you a better edge than what you're able to do with your normal whetstone. So you're welcome to use his gear and pay him a silver to do so.
That's what I'll do then. Absolutely.
Okay. All right.
I'll put some in chat, Molly.
Yeah. So Ronnie, I'll basically say that you do get the sense, at least from the folks in the courtyard, that many of them might be new here, that they may not have be from here even. You start to get the sense that they might be new recruits and that they aren't necessarily as familiar with the town, or maybe even from the town. Not things about them appear to be they're from different places in the region, just like yourselves. So I think those would be some of the things that you would first notice. So I'm going to fast forward and kind of move you guys towards the tavern. I know that you've got some equipment you want to sort through and figure out what needs to be looked at further and what can be sold. So if you guys want to sort of get a room or get a accommodation secured for the evening, we can move towards that, and then you can kind of take inventory and figure out what you want to do there.
Yeah, let's do that. How much for the accommodations for all of us for the night?
Yeah, so for your whole group, since there are 6 of you, they will give
probably 2 nights, I think.
That they'll do. They'll basically have a large room that you guys can share. That's got a couple separated bed areas that would affix or work for all 6 of you, and that would cost 2 gold a night.
Okay.
That sounds fine.
Yeah.
All right, and then let's see. I think So Vitaly, you're working on armor.
We'll take the 2 gold out of the party loot if that works for everybody.
That's perfectly fine.
Guys, my friend, we have some items to identify.
Absolutely. I need to study the spell, so I'll have it in the morning.
So it's everything that you're talking about. Is it in the inventory and loot? Is that where?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's see.
I was just about to change the... There we go. Gold.
And there are some things we need to detect magic as well.
There we go. Yes. So what I'm going to do is get a detect magic in the morning. I'll pass it over everything in the inventory loot list, and that way we can get a comprehensive idea of what we've got and whether or not we need to sell it or keep it.
Perfect. Okay. So you'll do.
It doesn't look like because it doesn't look like we're going to get much of much of anything specialized here, other than the fact that food and maybe some basic weapons.
Like the big jewel, big gem, or the
Yeah.
jewel dagger. That's for a big city. That's
Yep.
Okay.
I just want to identify what's saleable because we've got some high quality clothes, bunch of
my short
weapons.
sword, please.
Yeah, we still have to identify your short sword too, right? I knew there
Yeah.
was a few things.
Tried sometimes and failed.
Is any of these gems a pearl?
I think we have already kind of determined that they had, let's see, you have a sapphire, emerald. What other gems do you have?
The bag of gems worth 2,000 gold, so I'm not certain what that is. Plus, we have identified the sapphire and the emerald.
Oh, is that the one at the very bottom? The small box with dust.
Right underneath the coins, it says gems. Bag of gems, 2,000
Oh,
gold.
yeah. So, okay. So those were ones that you guys had already found. Yeah, if you want to roll a percentile, Chris, I will say that there's a 50% chance. So if you're under 50, there's a 50% chance that some of those gems are pearls.
Okay. How do I roll that?
Well, you can go to the dice roller on the left side and just do a D100.
Oh, that's right.
Or
there it is.
Ooh.
Of course not.
Fortunately, they are not. None of them are.
Just now the sapphire turned into fool's gold.
Fool's gold?
Something's not working. 97. That's ridiculous.
So,
pearl.
I think I've got everything.
Never trust me with dice.
Are you doing the identify, or I'm sorry, detect magic?
I will in the morning.
Okay.
I don't have it currently memorized.
Okay.
So
we were traveling, so I don't memorize non-combat stuff, so to speak.
Sure.
If that's the
At least
case,
I don't
I
think
guess
so.
I guess Vitaly and Imithra will head off to do the armor stuff. I'm curious, Jamie, what do you think the tools would do? Would they just sort of because armor for me is a -2 modifier, would we say it just gives me a neutral modifier?
Yeah.
Or like a
Yeah, because it's not. Yeah, it would just be sort of standard starter equipment. So
it'd be neutral.
Yep. Not going to give you a plus,
Okay.
but it's not going to hurt you either. Yep.
With Imithra, would I be what would Imithra helping me do?
Do we have to take measurements of Ronnie to make it fit in? Or?
How in depth? Because I am not sure if I want to get that personal.
It has to be scaled correctly for the halfling body. If Imithra is helping you, and what you have, Imithra, what do you have as far as like a crafting skill or an armory skill?
I do have blacksmithing, but I don't have armor smithing.
It's adjacent, so it could help. But
sure, I think if you're both working on it, collaborating on it, then we can give you a +1 to whatever that is, whatever that check will be.
I've got armor, and since I've got 4 armor pieces, so Ronnie's small. I could probably get to roll twice and be able to because of the amount of armor.
Okay.
If you think human size, but for a halfling, I'm too big.
So dwarf. Make it dwarf size.
Small dwarf.
Depends on the
dwarf.
Fun fact: in the Lord of the Rings, the guy who plays Gimli is actually massive, and they chose him because he was exactly the height that he would be next to a hobbit.
Oh,
and that's the height difference between a dwarf and a hobbit.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
All right, so
I'll
yeah,
roll this.
you guys can have a
die.
+1 to the roll if you want to. Well, I'll tell you what. If did you already make? Okay,
Yeah.
you're good. So you're able to pass the check, and you can craft the piece.
Yeah. I'll craft. So yeah, I craft the leather armor for Ronnie.
Yeah, thank you, man.
Plus, this is Knoll armor, and Knoll's like 7 foot tall, so I only needed to get 1/3 of it right.
Yeah, you probably had enough left over to almost put another
Again.
piece together. So
I'll roll the other one just to see, because I could sell that.
yeah, absolutely, go for it. That's a good idea.
Yeah.
Nice. So yeah, there's 2 pieces of leather armor. One of them's Ronnie sized, and one of them's people sized. You are a person, Ronnie. Don't worry.
True.
You are absolutely a person. You are more than half of us.
One thing I want to jump over is to Halen. So Halen, the guard from the front that saw the dead harpers that you guys brought with you, he introduces you to the half elf who was training the group, and his name is let's see, what is his name? Hasnig. And Hasnig,
Hasnig.
yeah, Hasnig is, he's half elven. He looks like to you like he's sort of a cross between a fighter and a druid. So he like seems like he's somewhere in the middle. You're not exactly sure, but it bears a symbol of the Harpers as well, and so he, upon learning about this, would make contact with you first, to learn about you and where you're from, and very likely you guys would know some very common people because you're both from the region. So in kind of those moments, you're able to explain to him what you found on the road, and he shares with you that that his people have been decimated by some, what he calls, bandits living in that area, but he knows that they're more than that. They kind of use the term bandits so that folks don't get too scared, but he believes that it's a much more serious group and organization that is potentially related to the Zentarum. And so those are some things that he and you are able to sort of touch upon and converse about while the others are crafting armor and taking inventory. You guys are able to have that conversation, and you're able to learn a little bit about the fact that there's some presence of Zentarum that have been in the area for some reason, and the Harpers have been trying to nail down what they're up to and push them out if at all possible. So that's all news to you.
I'm gonna ask him if most majority of the people being attacked are Harpers.
Not necessarily. Not necessarily.
Okay.
He thinks that their evil doesn't have a singular target, but that they're here to disrupt the region, and so
Okay.
anything that they can do to cause chaos in the region would be of interest for them, including the Harpers who are trying to uncover that. So there's certainly no love lost there. So if you saw one of them and they saw one of you, it would be game on. You're sort of walking nemesis, if you will, but it doesn't seem like they're just targeting Harpers. Go ahead.
Marcus just happened to be on their way.
I'm gonna tell him that I would be more than happy to take care of this situation, but since I'm with a party now, I would have to have a vote throughout my party. And I asked him, how long has this been going on as well?
So it started. This started back in the early part of the year, and so it's been about 7 or 8 months now that the presence has grown and the problem has become worse and worse. But going back as far as 7 or 8 months, there's been events that have happened on the road that appear to be at the hands of the Zents, and there are other things happening in the region that are attributed to the Zentarum, and so there's a belief that the Zents may have their own headquarters or base somewhere in the region, and that's a part of what the Harpers are trying to find out.
Okay. I said thank you very much. I'll talk to the rest of my party, and we'll come back with a decision.
And I will prepare the ritual for our fallen brothers and sisters, and he will begin
Thank you so
with
much.
some others. They'll begin to move the bodies from the cart and bring them over to one of the other buildings in the area and appropriately prepare them for burial and to notify, because they want to identify who they are and to notify whoever they can about the outcome. So, all right. Let's see. Anybody else? Bart, was there any business you wanted to take care of? I think everyone else is sort of poking around at something. Anything Bart's interested in?
Once we've secured a spot at the tavern, Bart's gonna kind of hunker down and get his censer out to whip up a bit of smoke and just try and maybe just meditate on some of the visions he's had about where we're going and the things he saw on the island.
Sure.
And
Okay.
Before we
ever-present tattoo.
Just before we retire, I will show to the clerics, priests, and similars in our group that I have a big gash made by a troll in my back. It eats a little. So, if anyone of you who do something about that, I'll be very happy.
Yeah, that's right. You are the only one. I think you might be the only one injured. Is that true? Is there anyone else injured? Let's see. I think there might be more than that, actually. Yeah.
Did I get injured? I don't think I did. If I did, if I've not been injured, I can use lay on hands on you.
Yeah, that troll was very nasty.
I'm gonna add your.
Yes, quite.
I'll add your
Cut me like a
P to your token so you can see if anyone is down. It looks like Bart's down.
I do have. Oh, I didn't even see that. Yeah, I do have 2 tier lights left. So
let's see. Oh, okay, yeah. So you could potentially use them before sleep as well, and then recharge them.
Same case for me actually. So I give Ronnie 8 HP.
8.
Thank you, brother.
Are you?
You gotta roll.
Don't worry, it's partially why I'm here.
It's enough. It's good enough.
Ronnie's full? Okay. See. I will roll, I guess, myself then. 7. Is anybody else down? HP yet? I still have 1 left technically. So.
Is Kurza full?
I am.
Oh, he just doesn't have very many.
That's right. It's an easy fix.
My fault.
It's still single digits, don't you know?
My fault.
Oh,
By the way, the camera, several of the cameras started magically working on Roll20, so it's hard to say what it is, but it's magically working, so that's cool.
How much would the tar be?
A silver piece.
Okay. And how much tar you think I could tar the arrows with?
For a silver piece, you'd have more than enough to do your full quiver with, if that's what you wanted to do.
Wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
you'll be able to get a pretty significant amount for.
Okay.
All right.
That is all.
All right, I'm gonna. There you go. My last cure light for myself then too. So
All
I'll
right.
be full.
Moving you
I'll
guys.
re-prepare my spells as well.
All right. I'm gonna move you guys towards the inn. Then you're sort of, I think, each taking care of some various business throughout the day. We're gonna we'll do meals are included in your stay. They're nothing fancy, but at least it doesn't detract from your rations that you're normally eating when you're on the road, and it's still better than that dry stuff that you're used to eating. So we'll kind of, I guess, fast forward. Is there anything else that anyone wanted to do before the end of whatever you're going to do for your night accommodation?
Does
And
Hallen
who else is here?
report back?
Say that again.
Does Hallen report back what he found out about the Zentarum?
Hmm.
Well, let's
Yeah.
have a vote.
Well, he's saying, would you have shared that conversation and what
Before
you
we
learned
slept.
with the rest of the party?
Oh, I think I would have shared it immediately
Okay.
as soon as I saw them.
I think
Very
I
good,
would
very
have this. I would have the same sort of reaction to the word Zentarum as you. Massive disdain and quite a bit of anger. The Zentarum are near these mountains. We need to, if we need to figure out what they're doing and if they're going to attack this population.
Mm-hmm.
They are not to be. They are fucking fiends, but they are not to be underestimated.
Weren't some of the symbols in our tattoos actually?
Yes, this is the mark. This is the mark that the Zentarum occasionally give out. I don't know much about it, but I do know quite a bit about the Zentarum.
Yeah. The memory for those of you who are marked with on your forearms, you would remember that Cadison shared with you that each of the symbols that are contained in that what we've been calling a tattoo, but it's really more than that, different than that. It are have various meanings, and that they are all related to the Zents. So it's this one here that we're talking about. This is what marks the forearm of most of the group, and each of these separate logos have different meanings. And those were some of the things that you were learning from Cadison. He didn't give you a full definition of each part, but you know that together it sort of represents the chaos that the Zentarum wish to bring upon the inner sea. So
Yeah, because wasn't the flaming dagger here one group of people? Which
right, the fire knives. The fire knives
Yeah.
were the ones that were believed to have basically marked you guys. Yeah, and they're just one group of many that are aligned with the Zentarum. Yeah.
So we could assume that each one of these 5 symbols could, in essence, be a separate group.
Yeah, that
all aligned together.
Yeah, that's sort of what Cadison believes. Yeah, that's sort of what he told you, but he wasn't sure of the meaning of each.
It's a corporate merger of bastards.
Or it could be branches of the same group, but each with a specialized purpose.
Heads of the snake.
Yeah.
Can I try and
we mark this?
I'll be right back.
Mark this like we are their beaches. Or when they need us, they will use us.
Jamie,
again.
Can I?
Will probably.
Yes, Ronnie. I will just reiterate that I I once fought in the pits with someone who had that mark, and it drew them mad, and they couldn't. Yeah, they didn't behave as though they should have. Like they lost their minds. So I fear that fate for you all, my friends, and I think that we should figure out a way to get this curse removed from your arm.
That's our future.
Oh, Christ. Pardon the interruption, but Jamie, my character has encountered the Zentarum quite a lot before. Is there any chance that I could roll something to see if I knew about any other organizations that are represented on the Azure Bond?
Yeah, you could.
Okay.
Wisdom, I think that would be.
Let's see. Let me look at your sheet real quick just to see what else you have.
Yeah, my proficiencies are riding, land-based, healing, etiquette, fishing, armoring, navigation, and boating. So,
Good
Yeah,
question
I'll-
for everyone.
I'll let you use a wisdom -3. And,
yeah.
Sorry, Brian. Go ahead. You had a question.
I just want to know if yay or nay, if everyone's on the same page to take care of them.
Yay. Sure.
Yay? Okay.
Yay.
I think yay. This sounds like it may provide more information,
Oh,
at least for us, on why we've been marked. Perhaps if it's got something to do with the same group, I'm interested in finding out more.
Hmm.
I might use an astonishing fortune to roll that because I feel like knowing the organizations that are after us may be important.
I would agree.
Yeah.
Good
Use
call.
Good call.
Unless you fail again. In that case, it would be the worst call ever.
Really busting my balls here.
Already.
Be wise. Be advised.
Oops.
Please. Oh my god.
Oh, it got worse. It's becoming harder for you to identify the part.
I only really
The worst
encountered the
use
main
of astonishing
Zentarum.
point ever.
I only really encountered the main faction of the Zentarum during my issues with them. Let's just keep it at that. So these other symbols on the arm are not as familiar to me. I'm drawing a blank right now. I'll have a think in a bit.
So who all is in the bar with us? The inn.
The inn
in the main common room.
Yeah, the inn. I mean, so there's a barmaid who's pretty much running the whole floor. There's not a lot of folks in here to begin with, but you do see a couple of what look like to be the trainees from the town patrol. There's a couple of them sitting at one of the tables, and then you just see what appear to be some other small groups of humans. So in a room that could probably fit 50 people, there might be 6 people in here, other than yourselves. So nobody's really notable or stands out other than the trainees that you saw earlier. You can kind of see them letting loose and having a few drinks, but most everyone else is pretty quiet, keeping to themselves. The town itself is kind of sleepy, and the tavern and the inn are kind of sleepy as well. It doesn't seem like it's loud or boisterous in any way.
Right, well, I guess I'll buy us all around and tip the barmaid.
Yay.
Cheers. Long travels.
Indeed. So that's
I'll peruse the spirits the bar has for the road.
And if there's
I might grab a bottle.
So if there's nothing else, we'll move to you guys to the sleep schedule here. You kind of have basically like a single room, a large single room with a couple of barriers, in it where you can all sleep. How are you wanting to arrange yourselves for the evening? Are you going to have any type of watch? Are you going to just set something up to kind of barricade yourselves, or how would you like to deal with that?
I'd argue two to a room might be a good idea. Not that necessarily everybody needs to keep watch, but it might be a good idea to have two people in a room in case somebody breaks in the night. Or
After my first 4 hours, I can just be awake reading one of the books I've got.
all right then. How about I stay up for the next 4 hours? All of you go to bed, and then I take a kip whilst Curza watches over.
Okay. So
Sounds good.
sounds like you'll have a watch then, and Kurza will be up pretty much for the second half because he only needs 4 hours of sleep. I think also, Molly, Mithra has. Does she have the Ring of Sustenance?
Yes.
And I think
Yes, she does.
so. She probably doesn't even need any food or anything.
Yeah, I thought that was just food, though, right?
I'm not sure.
I don't think it's sleep.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it is sleep also or not.
Let me look it up.
Okay. Yeah, double check that. But
wow.
But anyway, so as she's looking that up, regardless, you're gonna have some coverage. So who is it that's gonna take the first watch? I guess
It would be me, most likely.
Ali. Okay.
And by the way, tomorrow I'm gonna nip back into the blacksmiths if that's okay.
Absolutely. All right.
It says I could sleep 2 hours and gain the effect.
That's what I thought.
So I'm, yeah. So
I'm
a great watch.
Okay, I'm only up for 2 hours.
Yeah, and then Molly could do, Mithra could do the rest. So, yeah, that's really nice. And Kurza will have some company. He only needs 4 hours, but she's good with 2. So, all right, nothing happens as far as anything disturbing. No loud noises. I will say that in the early hours, sort of pre-dawn hours, for Kurza and Amithra, you would have been up, and you would notice outside, back in the courtyard, that all the trainees and the others who were there the previous day are all gathering, and looks like they're all preparing and heading out of town pre-dawn. So you guys would have witnessed that, from your window, that all those folks sort of got together and headed out in the morning, and then a few hours later, the sun would be up, and so would everybody else. So I think you've got, at that point, some administration. You wanted to, Kurza, take a look at those items?
Yeah, gather all the stuff that we don't know if it's all the items basically on the inventory list.
Yeah, so
that we don't know already, and see what pops out as magical.
Okay, so
I'll just kind of go through everything.
Yeah, the dagger with gems appears to be magical. The bag of dust appears to be magical, and of course, the 5 potions are all magical. None of the weapons, none of the larger
5 potions or 4 potions.
You have a group of 4 and a group of 1, and I just.
Oh, okay.
Yep. So
and you've got a small box with dust and a gem. Is that magical?
It is not magical.
Oh, interesting.
The bag of dust is magical.
Naturally, I kind of figured it would be.
Yeah.
So I would propose that we get rid of the clothes from the Knoll's lair, the axe. Does anybody want the short bow?
I've got one.
We can keep it as a backup.
Okay.
Buddy.
Did you want it, Mithra?
No, I was actually curious about the clothes. What was the deal with them? I know that they're buying clothes, but what are they?
Some kind of fabric, special fabric or something.
They appear to be really finely made garments. Some of them are silk and some other sort of exotic fabric, and they're very colorful. They would fit a human. So you're not sure exactly who would use them, if they would have been something that would be used maybe for a ceremonial gown or some other formal type of wear, so it's hard to say what it was used for, but it's sort of these just long flowing robes that are very well made.
Could I make
I
a
would-
etiquette roll to see if I would know
You,
anything about?
you could try an etiquette roll. Yeah, you could try an etiquette roll. I mean, I think depending on
It seems
your
like a long shot.
yeah.
Well, I say we
If-
keep them because we're not going to get a good price in this town.
I'll also make an etiquette roll if possible.
Go for it. Go for it.
So here I go.
It's still I'm also carrying that statuette of the Black Raven in a wooden box.
Oh
I'm
yeah.
wondering if that's. I'll pull that out while is looking over stuff.
Yeah, that is magical. The statuette is. I didn't include that because it wasn't in that sheet. But if you're looking at that, Kurza, you would definitely see it's magical. Okay, so
I'm going to add it to the loot here.
Sure. For those of you who passed the etiquette, so you suspect that it is some type of ceremonial gown, and unfortunately you don't know what organization it belongs to. But you believe it would be a very expensive item if someone were to buy it or try to make it. It does seem like it's extremely well made out of really the best craftsmanship and of the best material. And your best guess is that it's some type of ceremonial garb, and it seems pretty rare. It's not something you can place exactly where it belongs, but that's your strongest feeling.
I feel like we'll fetch a better price in a more cosmopolitan setting.
Yeah.
So we should hang on to it.
Is it like a tunic, a robe, or a dress or something?
Yeah, it's like a robe. Yeah, it's like a robe with it can kind of open and everything, but it could fit probably anybody who's 5.5 feet or taller. It seems to be portioned for someone half elf to human size.
Bitchin'.
Yeah.
Sounds like a piece of any cultist wardrobe.
You never know.
Perhaps. Yeah.
You have not known pleasure, my friend, until you have sauntered around in a silk robe. There is nothing like it.
All right, so you guys are
What
gonna.
kind of what is the statuette of?
It's just a Black Raven. Like
Okay.
It was a fairly small box. I think it was like a foot long or something. It wasn't huge, but
Yeah,
And
it's
then
not that large.
Right on the entrance.
I had written down 500 GP plus, so someone had appraised it at one point. I don't know if that was just for the box or that and the Raven.
Yeah, that was
Okay.
your that was I think a couple of you tried to appraise it, and you definitely feel like it's worth that. So,
Since it's magical.
I guess you guys, for anyone
Tries
who
to be
was down in HP, you can add your con bonus back or 1 HP for one night's sleep. And I assume in the morning that you Kurza and Amithra would have shared with the rest of the group that what you saw in the courtyard. The rest of you would wake up and kind of learn about that, and then slowly make your way downstairs back to the tavern area where there'd be some basic food available, fruits and breads and things like that you can kind of have a bite before you head out for the day. Once again, it looks pretty sparse. In fact, I think you only see one other group of people in the tavern area when you get there. And I'll let you guys decide. I think you're gonna probably head to sell some things, but I'll let you decide who you want to go to sell what.
What's on this
What?
parchment with writing?
Let's see, where was it found? Do we know?
Oh goodness, no.
What?
Is
Probably
What drink?
it's with the iron key, if that helps you any.
it might. Let me see. So this was
What
from the
drink?
I
Knolls.
think
This
it's
was from the
probably the
Knolls
Knoll
lair.
Cave.
Yeah, this was from the Knolls lair. So I assume that nobody tried to read it, or if
I
you tried
think
to
we were hurried.
read it. So if you want to try to investigate that, you can try to read it. It is not written in common, I'll say that. So who is gonna examine it?
Well, I'll start because I
What
was the one looking at it for magic, and it's non-magical. So
what languages do you read or speak?
let's see:
Elven, Common.
Dwarven, Ancient.
Okay.
Let me get yeah, Ancient Dwarven, Elvish, Orc, Halfling,
Mhm.
and that's about it.
Yeah, you don't recognize the writing. It doesn't seem to be familiar to you.
I speak Common, Elvish, and Goblin.
Yeah, same thing. It's not doesn't look familiar to you. The writing itself just doesn't seem familiar. Does anybody else have any other languages other than those mentioned?
What? Let's see. No.
Okay. Yeah, so that
By the way,
is still a mystery.
what drink do... Oh, sorry.
You're good. Go ahead.
What drinks do they have behind the bar? Like, what bottle of drinks? I'm thinking of getting something for the road.
They have some ales and meads. They've got some stiffer drinks as well. Some rye.
I'll buy a bottle of scotch.
All right. So if you do you want the top shelf, or do you just want the middle?
Middle shelf. We are on a budget.
All right, the middle shelf. It'll be a gold. It'll be a gold for a bottle.
I have absolutely had worse than this.
The real
Buy the
question is,
best.
are you getting the Scotch or the Space Side or the Isla?
Point.
Buy the best you
Mad Dog
can.
2020.
I usually drink Dwarvish, but I'm going Scotch this time.
Buy the best you can buy. Life is too short.
Actually, you got a point. Let's go top shelf.
Here,
All
let's
right,
do it.
I like it. So 3 gold.
There you go.
3 gold for the top shelf.
See, that wasn't that much more. It's well worth it then.
Mm-hmm.
No, absolutely. We'll get Scotch. They have this thing in the high north called ice cubes. It's incredible. You put it in your drink, it makes it cold.
You're not
I
far.
have an idea for a new cantrip all of a sudden.
You can probably see, like snow caps, a couple of snow caps in the distance, so you know there's ice nearby.
Anarok is a very weird place. I grew up there partially. It's a desert directly placed next to the coldest place on Phelan.
Yeah.
Jamie, if there is ice cubes here, I'm sure there will be ice cream.
Yeah.
Oh yes, there you go.
Lovely. Let's get hammered and let's get some cured meats for the road and let's sell some shit.
All right. Where do you want to go? Where do you want to go from there?
I'm gonna head to the blacksmiths to sell the armor and some of the stuff that we've got. The rest of the weapons that are non-magical.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. I'll help you.
And I'm going to buy a scimitar if possible, and a shield.
All right. So if you could type in then what you're trying to sell for me, I'll give you a price for everything you're trying to sell.
I'll have to look on some.
Whoever has the let's make sure we're clearing them from the inventory so we don't have to sell them again.
Yeah, I've got that open, and I'm kind of
okay. So you got 5
going
battle halberd. Okay.
I think that's all the non-magical stuff.
All right.
We're keeping the magical shit. That's non-negotiable.
Heck yeah. And we wanted to keep the short bow just in case.
Yeah, I gotta find my.
Who can actually use bows?
Harlan.
I
Emithra?
can. Yeah, I use a short bow.
Do you have one?
I do. Yes.
Vitali?
So it's redundant. My god doesn't allow me to use ranged weapons. I am actually forbade from using ranged weapons by my religious laws.
Jesus.
Well, I have no idea how to use a ranged weapon, but I've done it anyways.
Uh-oh. What's that, -4?
It's a whole
I hit
skeleton
things.
thing. I'm not going to go into it.
Or because he's an elf.
All right, so I don't have the book handy right now to give you a price for your scimitar and shield, but go ahead and write those down, Luke. You can get those. What kind of shield though are you looking for? A buckler shield, tower shield, or medium shield?
Probably like medium, like round shield, Viking round shield.
Okay. Yeah, just note that down, and I'll figure out the price here later. But for your axe,
Just
halberd, and 5 battle axes,
half price off from the book.
And leather
yeah,
armor.
half price
I
from
did,
the PHB.
because I've got a leather armor left over, so we'll sell that as well.
Okay. If you have that handy, Chris,
I'll
then
work on that.
yeah. What else is in the? Anything else that you want to sell to the blacksmith, or in general?
In the HB, a scimitar costs 15 gold.
There you
Yeah.
go. And then the shield. That's
Shield.
page before that. I don't know what it is.
Shield. 1 gold. Butler 1 gold. Medium 7 gold. Small 3 gold.
Yeah, okay. So medium would be 7 gold.
Yep.
Yeah.
What else
Okay.
for sale? Anything else I can buy from you?
Besides the leather armor.
He's got that. Yeah, he's got that one. Anything else?
So
No.
Okay. All right, so you're able to sell those things and buy a scimitar and a shield.
Nice.
Not a problem. Those the blacksmith seems pretty happy to fill his inventory with your found weaponry, and he kind of can fix them up and refurbish them, and it seems like he's got room in his inventory to add things. So he's pretty excited to put these to work for the town. From there, do you guys have any other business at the general store or elsewhere in town?
Besides normal gathering of rations, I don't know if we do.
okay, so we got 20 gold for that stuff.
Nice. We'll have to retrieve the horses and stuff, but I'm guessing that we'll account for the fact that we're feeding the horses and shit.
Yeah, we got that factored in here.
How long were we here? Like a day?
Yeah.
Well, you had rented the room for 2 nights, so that's up to you all. How you wanted to spend that additional time. We sort of played 1 day of it, but if there was more you wanted to fit in, for sure.
Curza could get respec his spells if we slept another night, and
Plus, I wasn't sure if we wanted to accomplish any other things in town before we moved off.
We could gather intel. If we're going against the Zentarim, I would like intel.
Mhm.
So, if possible, maybe you and me, Helen, will go check out if we can find anything on them in respect to this location.
Yeah, one other thing I was going to offer Kurza is that the the general store will, if you wanted to go there to try to find pearls, I'll give you another 50% chance that they have them.
Okay.
And so you can go from there to figure out if you want to buy them or trade for them.
Okay. Because I did want to just take a look and see what was there.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, so if you make your way over, for those of you who make your way over to the general store and they do have some pearls, here's what
yay.
I'll do.
That'd be awesome.
If you do a D4 roll,
Mhm.
so they'll have 2 of them available.
Excellent.
And if you wanted to obviously trade gems for them or, buy them outright, that's up to you. But they are 100 gold each, right? I think is the
Yeah.
yeah.
I don't know that we have. Well, I would probably have to see if we can trade some of the other gems for those, kind of on a
Yeah. So if you want
barter basis.
like if you want to, it'll be like a 2 for 1, basically. So if you want both of the pearls, you'd have to give 400 gold worth of gems to acquire the 2 pearls. So if you want to
Okay.
barter that, then he would do that. So then you could.
Do
That
it.
works. Any problems with
Mm-mm.
anybody?
Not with doing that, no.
Yeah. So you can just
Okay.
change the leftover amount. Yeah.
We'll change the bag of gems to a slightly less valuable bag of gems.
But the general store is it's very odd. It has things, all the way, as far as you know, from tar to pearls, right? So it's got a very eclectic mix of things. It is not certainly specialized in anything in here. So if there's anything random that anybody is sort of looking for, or other things you're looking to trade or sell or buy, it's a random enough place that you may come across something of interest. But they do also have sort of general wares and general goods, things that you might need for your own supplies. But does anybody have any other business with the store?
I didn't ask before because I thought it would be out of place. But if they have any Greek fire, I'll be.
Okay, let's give you a 40% chance. If you want to roll a percentile, we'll see if they have Greek fire.
Is quite generous. Sorry, my roll 20 is failing me. I'm rolling.
No problem. Yeah, it's funny because roll 20, I could see everyone not too long ago, and then now I don't see anyone. So
I'm just the opposite. I was seeing just Adam. Now I see Kurza and Mitra too.
that's crazy. Yeah, it's wild.
Yeah. It keeps changing. I could see you for a little while, Jamie.
Adam.
Yeah, I saw you
That
just
stuff
for
works.
like 10 minutes maybe, and then it disappeared. You get it, Ronnie?
Not yet. Just a second. Here we go.
Okay. Yeah, unfortunately, we're right out of that, mate. So
No problem. Regular oil? Do you have a regular oil like you use in lamps?
sure, you can get regular oil.
Okay.
Yeah.
USB price, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Anybody else?
I don't suppose there's any healing supplies here, like for sale, right? Too precious.
Like
You could if you want to roll a percentile, Mithra, I'll kind of let you know what he has as far as healing supplies are concerned. He doesn't really have potions or anything like that for sale, but I'll tell you what he does have.
Okay.
So he looks like he's just got sort of like maybe like a healer's kit that has regular bandages and things to do wound treatment in the field, battle medicine, that sort of thing. So that's what he has.
That requires a proficiency, right?
Ooh,
Yep. Yep.
Yeah. Alas, I do not have that. Does anyone have that proficiency?
let me
What-
check on my.
What
What
proficiency?
proficiency?
Healing, I guess. Is it?
Yes,
I
I
think
have.
Luke have.
I have a healing proficiency.
I think we should buy the kit if you don't already have one.
Yes,
Can- Sur-
Carrying a healing kit as well.
Would survival help that or no?
I rolled a healing check. If that helps.
A healing check for. I'm not following.
Mithra asked if I had any proficiency, or what would be the proficiency to roll.
Oh, I was just wondering if we should buy the kit.
Oh,
if we needed
yeah.
it, if there was someone who could use it.
Yeah, I'd have the proficiency to use it. So
Yeah, so it's not a bad idea, huh? Maybe we should get it.
I'd
Yeah,
be
let's buy it.
fine with that.
So for the kit, it's 2 gold. If anyone wants to write that one down.
I'll take it. I'll pay the 2 gold.
Jamie, Bart was interested in perhaps trading his footman's mace at the blacksmith for if they've got an oak cudgel. It's a club.
Sure. Yeah, you can do that. Yeah.
I'm wondering if I can. I do have one remaining remaining weapon proficiency. If I be able to add club, I guess I just have quarterstaff and mace right now. If I can use that, I don't know if he can instruct me a little bit on its use. If it's similar enough to my mace, if I can spend the proficiency for it.
Yeah,
as well.
You have the slot available right now, right? You haven't received training for it.
Yep.
Yeah. You can do that. And in fact, if you're going, so it's a mace. Is that what you're going for?
Yeah, I took a proficiency in footman's mace, but I was going to trade it in for a club, thinking I may try and utilize the.
Oh yeah,
the shillelagh.
absolutely. Honestly, because a club is a simpler weapon, in my opinion, I would be fine with you slotting that as a weapon proficiency, based on the fact that you've already used a bludgeoning weapon, which is even more effective than a club. So I wouldn't have a problem with that. Yeah.
I think that's the only big thing I'm going to do. Is constantly carrying too much gear for my meager strength and not having weapons that hit hard enough. So I think this might be the way to go.
Sure. Yeah. So you're set.
Very good, man.
You've got that. Yeah.
I will proceed to do an identify spell. Now that we've identified what's magical, I can do 3 items, and I'm thinking Ronnie's sword, the statue of the Black Raven, and the bag of dust.
Or the dagger.
Or the dagger. Which one would you rather? The bag of dust or the dagger? Or not the raven?
I think the dust have more potential.
Yeah.
Yeah, it could be something really quite.
Yeah, it could be dust of disappearance. Could be something very useful.
Yeah. Okay, so Ronnie's sword, bag of dust, and one more item. The dagger or the Black Raven statuette?
The Black Raven statue. I think it's probably more strange than a dagger.
Okay.
All right.
then let's see. I guess I have a 30% chance. So here we go, as the saying goes.
You can do it.
Let's see. Ronnie's sword first up.
Come on.
Oh,
The statuette next up.
I'll never know what this sword is.
And the bag of dust last of all. Not even close.
You have fortune if you do choose to use it. I will let you.
Reroll at 99, maybe.
Yeah, once per if you
Let's
want.
re-roll Ronnie's sword, just because he's having to use it and doesn't know what it is.
It could be cursed.
So let's see, Ronnie's sword. The same exact with one.
Yeah, one better.
Yeah,
That brings
really.
it to 4. Okay, so which one was the second one again?
Bag of dust.
Okay, well, as luck would have it, it is a bag of dust of disappearance.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, way to go.
Solid.
Nice.
Which kind of makes a little more sense to you now why you didn't find that creature you were following.
Oh yeah.
Quite. Absolutely.
How many uses, Jamie? Curza can.
Yeah, I can figure that one out.
Yeah, I'd have to look that up. I'm gonna find my books here in a minute when we take our break. But
just a detail, no problem.
Yep. All right, so
I suppose there's a.
Go ahead.
So, if we need it.
Nice. That's cool.
It's much powerful than invisibility spells or things like that. They are resistant to detection.
Yeah.
Oh
yeah.
wow.
It is a lot more powerful than invisibility.
Yeah.
Okay, so you've consumed your pearl, and you
got
have
one left. So if we stay yet another day, I can probably cast that.
I'm just saying this as a suggestion. If we're heading off somewhere, I think more offensive spells would be useful.
Well, and I'm fine with you. I mean, in the course of the 2 days that you would have been here, you would have staggered this in a way where you've been able to do one in each day. So I'm fine if you want to do the identify again. You don't have to spend another night, in town. You've already spent 2 days here, so.
Okay. Then
come on, Curza.
Come on.
We're gonna do Ronnie's sword last this time.
I'll make a T-shirt. And I will write, "Come on, Curza."
Let's do the dagger with gems.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, close, but not quite. Let's see. The statuette of the Black Raven. Damn.
Closer.
And Ronnie's sword.
Oh.
So close.
Sounds like a first edition model.
Yeah, well, hey, once I go up a level, we'll have a 40% chance, so.
Nice.
So
it's
better to get out and kill some monsters so you can get to the 4th level and you get a real chance of identifying this item.
There you go.
There you go. I would like to ask, once we're done here, does anybody want to come with me to investigate about the Zentarim bothering this town? Because I'd like some intel if we're going in.
We will make a task force to investigate the blip out of this town.
Task Force Fool. Let's go.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, so you guys are heading out to do what exactly is your next step here? You're able to obviously recover your horse and wagon whenever you want, so that you can leave town. Is there, or are you trying to gather information in town, or?
We're gathering information about the Zentarum to see, about numbers, about who any particular people involved in stuff that any of us may have heard of, strategies, stuff like that. Just any general dirt. If it's possible, I'm gonna do this via using etiquette a few times.
Sure. If anyone else has etiquette, go ahead and I'll have each of you roll who have etiquette, and I'll give you, if anyone has like
Cool.
another skill or proficiency on information gathering or observation, go ahead and roll them at
That's one I
time.
have. Information gathering.
Yep.
How do I actually roll the skill though? Like,
It's on your character sheet.
no,
Um,
I
if you-
know. I see the
Oh.
character sheet. I see the skill.
Let's see.
Oh, I
Does
see
it
the
have-
dice. The little dice.
dice
Yeah,
button.
the dice button.
There it is.
All right. Okay. 2 successes. All right. So, yeah. So, I think what you guys notice as you're speaking with some townsfolk, maybe even perhaps the blacksmith himself would have some information that would be useful about the Zents. And again, they're able to verify that some Zentarum were found in the area in the last 8 or 9 months, and that there was a small group of them who were chased from town. And then since then, there's been a growing contingent of them in and around the region. And they're not just talking about near Dragon Falls. This is like all the way from Raven's Bluff across the Earthfast Mountains, and somewhere central to the Earthfast Mountains. It seems like they've built some presence there. There haven't been as many bold encounters with the Zentarum now that they've been detected. They have sort of gone into more of a stealthy operation, and it's not clear exactly what it is that, or where it is that they are, but certainly there's some key areas. Some of the mountain pass where you were, at the top of that particular mountain and cliff, there have been other sightings of light and things like that coming from the top of that cliff. And so there's some interest, obviously, in what's going on up there. But then deeper into the Earthfast Mountains, the road that leads over the Earthfast Mountains, there have been many sightings of Zentarum activities. And I say that because there have been some attacks, and they have found a few bodies of Zentarum that have confirmed it. So there's definitely something concerning going on. Part of you, for those of you who were in Raven's Bluff before, when you were kind of meeting and talking with Caddison at the House of Vespers, one of the things that he had mentioned was this growing influence of the Zents, and the fact that they are trying to disrupt the region, and specifically he's trying to protect Cormyr and the interests of Cormyr, but outside of Cormyr, this area where you are, this whole region is interconnected, and so it seems like it's getting more of the focus right now in this area as far as the Zentarum activity. And for those of you that aren't really as aware, they are a group that is hell-bent on causing basically chaos, and they want to undermine whatever existing authority is in the region. They want to disrupt the economy in any way that they can, and ultimately they want to kill off the leadership that rules in this region, and so there's many ways that they try to do these things, and so their objectives are pretty vast and pretty nefarious, and so you're able to learn most of that, those things and those facts from interacting with several of the townsfolk.
On Vitali's face, it looks like he's just got the worst version of deja vu ever. Like, he's heard it all before, and he's super frustrated that he's hearing it again.
Yeah, because this would be like an MO that you would have seen them deploy before, and you would know of it.
They come in, they assassinate the leaders, and then they leave like a skeleton crew there that are just there for mineral extraction.
So, kind of based on that knowledge, Vitali, you're thinking that they have not yet kind of pulled off their big move. That
they're in the early stages of the plan.
Right. Yep. So that's kind of what you're able to tell.
Could I roll something to see if any names come up that I may have recognized or I may have encountered before?
I don't think there would be any. That they're speaking in generalities. So they wouldn't have any detailed information. This little sleepy town has sort of been lost a lot of their regulars to what they believe are the Zentarum. So probably some of the information that you would be looking for has died along with them. So there's not a lot of information that's flowed back to the city that gives you a lot. What I will say, if you do want to go ahead and make another etiquette check, Vitali and Mithra.
Is there a way to find out how well armed they are?
Okay. Bang.
I think that based on the stories that you're hearing, they appear to be fairly well armed. They're not building a militia necessarily, but they, the ones that are being met are certainly armed and ready. All right, so let's see who passed. You both passed this one, or Amithra did.
Yeah.
Amithra did. So Amithra,
Vitali did too, I think. 14 out of 14.
Oh, okay. So you guys would hear about a symbol that was found on some of the Zentarums that were defeated prior to some of the recent happenings as they were sort of getting established in the region. And the symbol that was found on some of these Zentarum was a large eye. It looked like a large circle. And inside of the circle was an eye, and several of the bodies that were recovered had that symbol on them. They don't know what it meant or anything like that, but they certainly recall seeing that or hearing about that symbol.
Okay. Out of character, that's sinister. I know what that is, but in character, I probably don't.
Given this information, Vitali's just gonna open his journal and start jotting down some stuff. He probably wouldn't show it, but he's basically writing down names of any of the people who are left alive from the Zentarim's campaign in Anarok, which is where Vitali's from.
Yeah, I would think that you've got a pretty lengthy dossier on all of this, right? That you're.
It was a big part of my life.
Yeah.
A big bad part of my life.
Yeah, already.
Yeah.
So we have to find. Sorry.
So yeah, I just start writing down the names of important Zentarum figures who I know for a fact survived that war.
Perfect. So yeah, so you're able to kind of, again, keep all of the information together in your journal. What did you have, Mithra? Do you have a question?
I was just gonna say we have to find where their their lair is, where their local operations, right, where they're operating out of, like their cell, whatever the local cell is.
Yeah, it seems like for sure there's something there, if not one or more cells, if you will. Yeah. All right. So the other thing that they talk about is basically that the mountain pass that you already came through, which heads back west towards Ravens Bluff in that general direction. That's where up on the cliffside, there's been lights, and that's where it seems like the elves very likely fell from. And then the other direction that they've been seen is when you head over the Earthfast Mountains and you actually go up in elevation along that roadway is where some of them had been in altercations that they found the symbols and whatnot. So those both directions basically from here there's been some sightings, but more so in the towards the road towards Procampur than on the mountain pass where you saw the bodies. So that's
Okay.
the general story you get from most of the folks, and some of them talk about wild spells and wild magic that these Zentarum have, and some of it's not very believable. You kind of hear stories ranging all over the place in terms of their power, and you get the general sense that these folks haven't seen it with their own eyes, and it's sort of taken on a tall tale version of itself. So you're not sure what to believe as far as what their capabilities are. But to Halen's question, you definitely are able to understand that each of the ones who have been found have been fairly well armed themselves. They're not, again, dressed like warriors or knights, but most of them are going to have bladed weapons and things like that. So.
Oh, up the hill we go.
All right. So, anything else that you all had to take care of? Any other questions?
I guess before we're going to rest so that Bartholomew can get his spells back and respec them. But does anybody else have anything?
All right. So, let's do this, guys. We'll take a mid-session break right now, and when we come back, we'll have you departing Dragon Falls and heading out, and you can decide if you're going to go east or if you're going to go west or south, pretty much. And we'll figure that out when we come back. But if we could take maybe 10 minutes here, just to give everybody a bio break and a refill and whatnot, we'll meet back here in about 10 minutes. Does that work?
Sounds good.
Yeah, that's fine.
Awesome. All right.
Sounds good.
And
Perfect.
I'm gonna scramble to find my books because I feel naked without them.
See you in a few.
Yeah,
All right, guys. We'll see you in a few minutes, and we'll pick it up from here, back in the village. So you guys, I think, have had a chance to think about your next step. What is the party's opinion on next steps?
Ronnie and I were just talking about it in the chat. I think we want to head back to investigate where the elves were pushed or fell, perhaps.
Yeah. Do the villagers maybe know a route up to the cliff or two, or that might not be too obvious?
So the villagers kind of tell you that whatever's at the top of the mountain can be reached from the trail to Procampur, as well as, it would be more difficult to try to traverse the rock cliff to go up from where you found the elves, versus if you go up on the high altitude trail to cross over the Earthfast Mountains towards Procampur. That would potentially have other ways that you could get to that top without having to climb it. So that they can tell you a way to kind of get up in that direction if you're trying to get towards the top of the cliff. But if you're trying to go back to the exact site, then that would be the other direction.
I think the top of the cliff. Yeah.
Yeah, seems like the
Yeah.
best option.
Yeah. Why go to the area where they're the most active?
Mm-hmm.
We might have better luck where they're not so much active.
Yeah, maybe we'll find some clues there. So we haven't been
And
there.
fewer of the enemy to fight.
Mm-hmm.
Or at least enough that it won't overwhelm us.
The high ground isn't a bad thing either.
Yeah, but we have to get to the
True.
high ground without them seeing us.
Yeah. And on horseback, that may not be the easiest task.
Well,
So
we only have
maybe-
2 horses, so we could walk it.
True.
It might be easier. Less obvious.
If I've got an idea, out of character so that I can go to sleep, but in character, how about you sneak up forward? Because I'm not that stealthy, I'll be honest. I carry a fucking pole arm, I mean. So how about you guys sneak up on foot, and I'll trail back behind you on my horse, and if anything happens, I'll be able to rush forward into the fight. I'll trail behind at a steady pace. On the
Yeah.
horse.
Well, my 2 horses are in the stable there, so we could always ride on horses.
Technically, I bought one of them, but well, okay, no, I rented one of the horses, and then, well, they're never
Must
going
be
back
3
to
of
where I
them
rented them from.
because Imithra and I I've rented a horse for me
there's
and
a third
Imithra.
horse.
Mm-hmm.
And so if there was another horse, that would be yours, probably. I'm thinking.
Yes,
Got the horse
yeah.
the troll killed.
Oh, it was the horse the troll killed.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
there
If
was
I-
two oxen and 3 horses, and the troll killed the 2 oxen and a horse.
Oh,
If
so I
if
guess which horse did he kill?
Yeah, which horse?
But I must know that he ain't known because he went first.
But if I may suggest the plan that I trail behind because I am not great at stealth.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah, out of
follow
character,
us.
I think that makes sense too if you have to go, right?
Yeah. Because, like, it's 4 a.m.
So in character
it's
and out of
great.
character, it seems like a win-win.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
it's been lovely playing with you all, and I hope to play with you in the next 2 weeks, and thank anybody who's watching the show.
Thanks, Luke.
Thank you, Luke.
Appreciate you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have a good one.
Good
It's
night.
been great. I'll try and
Awesome.
keep up this... Sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, we'll
awesome
have the
playing.
video up shortly, and you can catch up on anything you missed. So
I'll try and keep up this ungodly schedule, Jamie. See you soon.
love you, man. Take care. See ya. All right. So it sounds like then that we have a general agreement there that you guys want to head up to check out the mountaintop area. So you're going to head towards the Procampur Earthfast Mountain Trail. Anything else that you guys wanted to ask or do before you head out in that direction? I know you kind of have to make a decision about your horse and cart. It's obvious you can obviously bring them, but you can change your you can walk it if you want. Up to you.
Lefty park it here.
I guess I don't know what the path is like. If the cart's going to be a problem, if there's someone in town who might
You know it.
Yeah, you can.
advise about that.
I think what you'll learn is that it will be pretty much the same speed for you to take the cart or to walk on certain sections of the trail when you're ascending, because it's tight and there's a lot of switchbacks and turns. so it's pretty much the same speed for ascension. It's when you get towards the top, when it plateaus, that you can take advantage of the horse and cart and cover a little more ground than you would on foot. But that
Do we need a cart for? I guess is my question.
yeah, that's the other. Yeah, that is a good point. You could always sell the cart or pay to have it stored here if you didn't.
Yeah,
Oh,
let
I'm thinking when we get ambushed, we could hide behind the cart. But
What's that?
I was thinking when we get ambushed, we could hide behind the cart from the arrows.
Well, that's the whole point
Musical,
behind an ambush. You can't hide behind the cart because they're on all sides of us. So.
Well, if
You
we're gonna
don't
do
need
some
to
kind of
wall.
like climbing stuff, maybe I had some gear for that back in Ravensbluff. Maybe we should get like grappling hook and some pythons, right? Crampons, rope.
Mhm.
If it's going to be a burden, I'd say we leave it here. But if not, if it doesn't slow it down or speed us up, it's almost kind of handy to have as far as carrying anything we may find.
Yeah, I agree with Bartholomew about that. I think we should keep it.
Okay.
If only to have a respite from the elements when we're traveling.
The only other thing I wanted to bring up is to ask what our stock is of healing potions, or if anybody had any of those left, because I think I'm pretty much out and am down to just a couple spells, and I respect a little bit, so I don't have as many cure lights right now.
I don't have any.
I don't have any either.
I've got
And
one.
all we have are those mystery potions. So if you want to try those, we can always do that as a mystery potion and see what it does to you.
I only have one potion right now.
I guess, did we see any in town, and were they affordable? Would be the other thought, because they come in
I
handy. A
have
couple.
one potion of healing.
Trying to fix my camera.
Excuse me.
Yeah, you weren't able to buy any potions in town. But you have 5 unidentified potions, and then I know several of you are carrying potions that are identified.
So, all right. Well, worst comes to worst, we'll just imbibe ?
You have scotch too. You're right. So
Ouch. That'll help.
It's basically a potion. Yeah.
It is. All right. So let me. So are you guys? What are you going to do with the cart and horses?
We're gonna leave it. We're gonna pay to have it stored.
Okay. All right. So
That's a good idea.
we'll say that you've made some arrangements for them to keep your your livestock and your cart here for, let's say, a 2-week time period, and you've kind of paid a deposit towards that. And if you don't return to pay it, obviously they'll just keep them. So that being said, you're going to then be marching out of town, and eventually, when you get to the hillside and you start to ascend, it turns into a mountain pass where you start to really feel good about not having the horses and cart with you, because it is tight, it is narrow, it's overgrown. It looks as if it's been passed by horse and cart, but it looks like people have done a lot of work to remove vegetation, to lay down rocks and stones over water crossings and things like that. So it looks like it would have been a lot of work, and you can see why getting that all up here would have been difficult. And so I'm going to have each of you go ahead and roll a Constitution check for me.
Sorry, I just wanted to ask something. Did I get a chance to get some supplies for, like, in case we, like, rope and stuff?
Oh yeah. You had mentioned about grappling hook and rope. You can definitely get those. So you can any of that kind of equipment, general gear
Okay.
like that. You're good.
just in case. Awesome. Thank you.
Yep.
So
Even
con
by
check, right?
following-
Yeah.
Make the Constitution check. It's a first. All three of us
Oof.
passed.
Look at you guys.
4 of us.
Just barely for me, but yeah.
Ronnie got a 1. Way
Yeah,
to go,
so-
Rodolfo.
Yeah, you are not slowed by the mountain, and you ascend very well throughout the day. At one point during the day, you guys hear ahead of you, coming down the hillside, sounds like footsteps. And as you get kind of to a straightaway where you can look ahead of you about 100 yards or so, you see 2 humans descending the mountain, and they're approaching you. And from once they get kind of close enough that you can see a little bit more detail about them, it looks like it's 2 men. And one of the men looks like he has a symbol on that appears to be like a moon symbol, and the other guy who's with him is dressed more in chainmail and some thicker armor, and they're crossing down the hill towards you, and they hail you, from a distance to kind of acknowledge you that they're coming in your direction. Hail, friends! We seek passage ahead. Is the road all right?
The road back to Dragon's Foot is clear, or Dragon Falls. Where do you come from? Yeah.
We have made our way from Procampur, and we had left several days ago, and we have been delayed by some nuisance in the hills. Part of our group encountered some men who were demanding payment for passage, and when we refused, the battle that ensued killed 2 of my men, and we in turn killed 4 of their men. And so I'm heading to Dragon Falls to try to get passage back so that we can recover them and figure out who in the hell is attacking people on these mountain passes.
I'm sorry to hear that. How many were their number?
Well, 3 of them died in the battle, but we saw at least 8.
Okay.
Can you describe where you were ambushed?
Yeah, he will kind of in distance kind of give you a bearing of how many miles away it is, and so for you guys, you're thinking it might be like an hour more of walking to get to the point where you'll see some of the remnants of that battle. And he describes that there is a peak. There are several peaks in that area, and several of the peaks are bald. They don't have any vegetation on them, and in the narrow pass between several of those peaks is where you'll see the battle. So his name is Kartos, and he says, whatever it is that takes you up these mountains, I should be very wary of staying long, because something is afoot. We've heard many rumors on our passage of even other bigger problems, and by that I mean that there have been some rumors of giants in these mountains as well.
We encountered
Oh,
a
boy.
troll earlier on the other side of Dragon's Fall.
A troll.
Yep.
Yeah, that is certainly concerning. We won't be passing Dragon's Falls, but I do not want to travel further in these conditions, so we'll very likely bring some contingent back. Oh, by the way, we saw yesterday some folks from Dragon Falls who were traveling up the mountainside past us, and they appeared to be searching for something. We didn't speak with them long, but there were about 8 or 9 of them traveling yesterday, and they passed us going south. They were going south, we were going north. So you guys would recognize that to be the crew that was readied up and left town yesterday morning before you left Dragon Falls.
The battalion or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're describing them. They saw them yesterday, passed them on the road. So they don't know, what they were up to exactly, but they're somewhere further than where this group was attacked. So they've passed that area already. Well, good day to you and good luck. If we meet again, hopefully we can learn more about what's going on here. I'm Kartos,
Godspeed.
and if you do we do cross paths again, hopefully it will be under better circumstances. But good luck to you all.
Luck to you as well.
Luck to you, too.
May the gods protect you.
All right, so he and his friend continue down the hill, heading past you all, and you can kind of see that the one that's with him is limping pretty significantly. So looks like he's either was injured in the fight or he's not faring as well on the hillside. And anyway, they get by you. They're not moving nearly as fast as you. It doesn't seem like you guys have been flying up the hill, and so you're going to continue to head up the hill, I suppose, and also I need to get a marching order for you.
I would suggest we
Here's what I'll do. I'll move us up.
stop well short of where that conflict took place and attempt to move not on the road. So there we might be able to see an ambush before it takes place.
Oops, I'm getting you on the wrong map here. Let's see, which one was it?
Or we could send Ronnie ahead of us while we wait to see if he can scout any positions without...
Yeah, this one, sorry. There we go.
What happened? Ronnie scout out? Yeah.
Yeah, if he comes back alive, good. If not,
Hmm.
All right, so I guess it sounds like Vitali was going to be towards the back, just for different reasons. Other than that, what would the order be if we're just kind of going? Let's see, I guess right to left. So Vitali's on the end right now. Who's in the front? How are you guys wanting to arrange yourselves? I think you can move your tokens. If not, let me know. I'll try to fix that.
okay.
And yeah,
I think
go ahead.
I'll do Curza said. I'll get ahead a few 100 yards.
Yeah, I don't know if you want to sneak ahead and come back to us.
Yeah,
Or
you keep coming, and I'll be some distance ahead, and I'll scout.
yeah, hopefully
trail.
you'll be able to spot trouble
Yeah.
before we blunder into it.
Yeah,
So
and I think he could lead the main group since he is the most adapted to the woodland setting.
yeah, so Halen, and then who's gonna follow Halen? If we're doing kind of single file, I'm thinking, unless you guys got a different formation. But
Yeah, it's important to Curza be in the middle.
I'll follow Halen.
Yeah, I don't want to be last necessarily.
Yeah,
I guess I could
Yeah.
follow up if you'd like.
something like that.
I think Bart could be here.
Okay. Yeah, there we go. All right. So we got a general marching order. And so Ronnie, you're how far ahead and you're stealthing?
It depends on the terrain. If I think 100 yards is enough to be out of sight from them, and if the path is more clear, I think 200 yards, 300 yards.
Okay.
It's upward, right?
What's that?
It's an upward path.
Yeah,
Right?
it's up. Yep, it's an upward path, and it's pretty heavily wooded still. So you could.
I think 100 yards is enough.
Okay. And yeah, so I think that's that gives you ample room to see if you see something that you could take an action or whatever before they would encounter it. So, all right.
I can
So
let them time.
you guys continue up the mountain then, and ultimately you arrive. Or actually, I need Ronnie. I need you to roll your hide and shadows and move silently, just to see how you're faring in the terrain.
Waiting for your order, sir.
All right, and
Oh, sorry, I forgot about moonsight. Just consider the first one. Okay.
all right. Let me shrink this guy down here. Okay. Oh, okay. Yeah, it's messaging those to me, which is good. So yeah, you are moving, up the clearing, and you look ahead and you see what appears to be a body laying on the ground, maybe 50 yards in front of you. It is not moving. You don't hear anything coming from it, but you definitely can tell it's humanoid shaped. Yep. Yep.
It's humanoid, larger than me, or about my size?
It appears to be a little larger than you.
Okay.
Yep.
I'll do something different. I will circle. I'll make a path like that.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Around.
move it. I'm gonna move it forward a little bit too.
I'm just showing the path I think doing not really doing right now. I will make a circle around the body to see if there's someone hiding in the bushes, using the body as a decoy.
Got it. Okay. If you want to roll for your move silent, hide in shadows, and I think don't you have like detect noise or something like that? I think it would be.
Yeah. I have the full Modi.
Okay.
Yikes!
All right. Let's see.
Worst rolls in my life.
Oh boy.
But I did it all very silent.
All right. Let's adjust this. All right. So yeah. So you basically move up. You're not exactly able to step in places where it's safe, and so you're crunching a lot of branches and making a lot of noise as you step around. And
Oh no, noise I get. Move silently I get. I failed hiding shadows.
yeah, you failed your hide in shadows miserably. So you're very visible, and you're very well heard at this point. But fortunate for you, you don't see anything else, at least coming at you. But you do notice another body, as you're circling around in the woods. I'm going to move you up this way. You see a body right here, and what's disturbing to you about the body that you see is that it appears to be a human that is fully decayed and is basically a skeleton at this point.
Hmm.
The body that you saw on the trail did not appear to be that. It appeared to be very different. So
Okay.
Hmm.
I will circle back, and I will tell the guys what I found.
okay, so you guys can all step in and move forward if you'd like to investigate, or if you have any ideas as Ronnie kind of comes back to let you know what's going on here.
Yeah. I point to Halen, where I saw the body in the trail, and the other outside the trail, and I will keep hiding in the bushes near the guys.
Okay. So you guys are all now hearing about the bodies, and you can get close enough that you can see them. Let's have everybody do a wisdom check for me.
Okay.
Boy.
One sec. I had to refresh.
No worries.
Wisdom streak.
You guys are rolling really well tonight
Not me.
in general.
My first fail.
I can't hide, but I can understand why.
All right. Okay. So as you guys are looking around, let's see. Those of you who passed your check, go ahead and roll initiative for me.
Initiative. Oh no.
Oh dear.
Oh my goodness. It's been a minute. So what do I roll again?
So you should have on your sheet. Well, it's a D10. So actually, the way we do it, I forgot. It's been so long. The group initiative. One person will roll initiative for the whole group, and then you just add your whatever you're gonna do to that
Your
roll.
action.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So there you go. You guys got a 7, and I'm gonna describe to you what you see. So this is for everybody but Halen, who he's looking in another direction right now, apparently, right? And so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna move some of you in a like direction here.
Roll 20, did it again. Now I see Jamie.
Oh, I see you too. That's funny. Yeah, it just decided. I guess the more dice we roll, the better chance we have of getting
Yeah,
the camera working.
it's a reward system. Reward system.
Yeah, I'm gonna move it this way. So I'm gonna kind of move Halen up here. All right. So those of you who passed your check, you guys notice several figures moving in the woods down to the south of you, off the trail, and so that immediately gets your attention. And I need to add you guys to the turn order. Let's see. And then Halen, you'll get in on the next round. You'll know what's going on once they attack.
Gotcha.
So go ahead and adjust your scores from 7 for those of you who spotted them.
Are we doing 10-foot squares or 5?
5. It probably is not set up for the measuring stick though, so
Right.
let's see. Oh no, it is. Yeah, it's good. Yeah.
The measuring stick.
Yeah, under the on the left side, there's like a measuring.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's pretty cool way of showing your
Which
movement.
tool is it though? I see the tools.
Snap.
One down.
The snap tool, I guess. It's like I see different things than you guys see, so I'm not sure what all icons you have on the upper left, but it looks like the ruler.
It's a little
One
roller
down.
just under the
Over the
spyglass.
dice.
Over the. Oh, okay. Snap to center. Snap to. Oh, I see. Yeah. As a ruler. Okay.
All right. So I've got everybody. Looks like everybody is good here. So.
Oh, I didn't add my. Yeah. So, declaring, I'm gonna take out my bolas off my belt and start spinning them in preparation to, attack
Jamie,
one of them with it.
let's see if I understood right. There's
So that's
some corpses walking around us.
This right here is a lifeless corpse that's laying on the ground that looks fully decayed. These other bodies, this other body out here looks like a human, and it looks like it had died very recently. So that's the two things that you spotted, and then just now, you noticed, everybody but Halen saw these three figures moving in the woods to the south of you. So that's sort of what you're reacting to now. So it looks like everybody's got themselves in correctly in the order. So let me have this go. First is Ronnie. You're on 7. What are you going to be doing, Rodolfo?
Oh, there's another figure back there, right?
It looks like another body. Yep.
Another body. Okay. I'll just move. Can I move hiding?
Yeah, you can.
I want to move here.
Go ahead and roll your stealth checks.
Yeah.
What is your movement?
I don't remember.
Yeah, you're probably.
I think
you're probably 30, so you're good. You're good. But yeah, if you want to roll to see how stealthy you are, you can do that. And then we'll move to Bart.
So Bart's just casting his Shillelagh spell on the club he's acquired. And
there you go.
Probably gonna move to group up Patriots in a defensive position.
Did you say he was going to move?
I can do like a half move and still cast, so I could kind of move to group up with, I think, like next to Mithra here. I might have to have someone move me because everything's freezing on my browser at the moment. If you wouldn't mind.
Yeah, I can move you over. So you're next to her?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, and you can still cast. So you cast Shillelagh?
Yes.
All right. And do you have that on your sheet? Or do you know what that does exactly? It's like a...
Yep. There we go. It started working, actually. So this will last for... It's frozen again. 8 rounds. Essentially turns the club into a +1 to attack weapon, and doing 2d4 damage instead of 1d4.
Okay. So you do that. Yeah, you move over, you cast Shillelagh. You guys continue to hear that movement, and you continue to see humanoids moving towards you. And as they break free through the brush that's there in front of you, sure enough, it appears that there are 2 undead creatures moving in your direction. They are wearing a tattered blue robe. They look as if they each have weapons, bladed weapons with them. But right now they just have claws exposed and are walking forward with claws towards you. They pass past the body that was there, and then they kind of make a decision on who they're going to go for. All right, and they're going to kind of step forward towards Amithra, and they are out of movement and action, and it's Amithra's turn. So they have delivered themselves to you.
Are they in threat range? Like,
Yeah.
yeah, like,
Yeah.
So like we're in melee, or can I?
You can enter into melee. I mean, at this point, you would step forward to be in melee. They're not yet engaged, but
Okay, good,
step
good. Because
forward.
I was preparing to use my bolas, so yeah, I'll probably back up
Okay.
a bit.
Those are our only two targets.
These two are the only two that advance. There is a third one moving in the woods, but it's slower. So, yep, you can go ahead and roll to attack with your bola.
Yeah, so I was just looking up called shots because it looks like it's a called shot, right?
I don't know. Is that a bola?
I posted all the bola like text, like
Let's
condensed
see.
text into the chat.
Once they have wrapped themselves around a target.
So it's called. I could do a called shot to legs.
Nice. Okay.
Or I could do a called shot to their arms or their head. But I just don't know the mechanics of called shots in 2E.
Yeah, let's see. I'll double check.
Is it just like a -4?
Yeah, it's going to be something like that. I don't know the exact.
I think the head is -6.
That makes sense. It'd be the hardest. If they're moving and they're moving with swiftness to attack, I think I'm gonna back up like over here, I guess. Can I get as far? How far can I go?
Let's see. So it's a +1 to your initiative also, which doesn't change anything there. But
so initiative is 13.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then you get a -4 penalty to your attack.
Okay.
And if the roll misses, then obviously no damage or anything happens. So that's it. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Then I'll move over here. It'll be in short range, so there's no penalty. And I'm gonna aim for their legs to see if I can trip them up.
Okay.
This one, I don't know how to point. How do I point in?
On the if you have the pointer selected, then you can just like double click on a spot on the map and it should ping it.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
Or long click. One. Yeah.
Yeah, I want to get that one that's right facing me, right? So, all right, let me roll the hit. -4.
That unfortunately missed.
Darn it.
So the bola kind of just, glances, beside them and off to the side.
Yeah, that's all right. Okay.
And you moved less than half, so you're good. So, all right, that means Krista is up. You there, Chris?
Yeah. Let's see. I think I'll back up there. I think I'll target the rightmost of the, what is it, zombies or skeletons?
Yeah, it looks kind of more like a some kind of undead. I can say that.
Okay. That works for me.
Well, I mean, I'll say this: it has some flesh on it. So
yeah, we would probably that they are Vancouver.
That gives you
like
some.
a ghoul.
information.
Let's try this.
Oh man, what did you roll, a 2? Yeah.
Cool.
I think.
Can I take a
Myself.
second shot?
I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, it's more negative.
Oh, much better.
There's always a chance. Let's see. So
I got a 19
5, and
that
I would have
time.
been -4. Yeah. So you hit them.
Woohoo!
Go ahead and roll your damage.
Such a deal.
All right. Yeah. So yeah, it hits some of their flesh, and it gnarls in pain as the arrow lodges itself into part of the sort of rotten looking flesh that's still attached to it, and reaches over and grabs the arrow and just rips it out along with a bunch of flesh that comes with it and just throws it off to the side. And so that brings up. Did anything else, Kurza? Did you want to move or anything? Or you already
I
did?
did move.
Okay.
But I also figure, well, I must have just made it angry now.
Yeah, well, it probably was already angry, so don't feel too bad. All right, so
Bastards.
Halen, actually, let's do a new group initiative. Someone wants to roll that, and then we'll bring in Halen into the turn order.
Okay.
In
Who's
fact, if you
rolling
want to
for
roll it,
initiative?
since I know there's a button that you can roll it. There you go. All right. So
That's
10,
pretty rough.
everybody can restart from 10 and just add your weapon speed or casting time to it, or whatever adjustments. And what I'm going to do is consolidate all of the bad guys down to one spot in the turn order, so they'll all attack at once or in the same section of the turn order.
Man, I go on an 18.
So we rolled a 10?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to use my juices, so it's speed factor 3, right? So 13. Why didn't it? Yeah, I'm having laggy. Can someone make my initiative 13? I'm going to refresh.
I got you. All right. Okay, so I think we're good. The other creature that comes up out of the woods towards you as well, he starts to make his way in this same general direction towards Mithra. He again reaches there, but does not have enough movement to continue to do action. The other one here that's in front of Bart is going to go ahead and start to claw at you, Bart. So he is. Let's see. What's your AC, Bart?
8.
Yikes.
8. Yeah, he misses you. Okay. So let's see. Let me double check something.
4 dead bodies.
What
And
the other
3
one
undead.
is?
So is there a cleric around here that's raising undead? Using their troops twice?
Certainly seems like a possibility. This other one is also going to be going for Bart as well. It is intent on clawing at you. And he also misses. So the elusive cleric of Lara is dodging these wretched looking ghoulish creatures. And it brings up a Mithra.
All right. I'm gonna try to. Is this a undead or this is a living creature?
It is undead.
It is undead. So can I use the arena fainting on an undead or no? That's my proficiency where I can fake them out like they think I'm gonna do something and then I do something else.
That's interesting. I don't know how that would work on an undead.
I mean, it's your call.
Since
Yeah,
it's
I would
mindless.
probably say no.
Yeah, it's mindless. I don't think it would have the same reflexes as a living creature would. Where you could juke it or whatever, and make it react that way. So probably not against the undead.
So I'm just gonna try and disembowel him then with my blade.
Perfect.
So that's a 3. Yeah, so I'm gonna roll, right? Am I
Yep.
up? Is that what
Yep.
you're saying?
Yep. AC 6.
Okay. All right.
Oh, just missed with the Drusus.
I know.
You guys do still have Astonishing Fortune, just to remind you. I think you have 4 remaining.
Oh, I forgot about that. Yeah, can I spend that? Anyone? Does anyone care?
Y'all?
Go for
Nope.
So what does that mean? I get to reroll?
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
Come on. The Drusus is
These
not
dice are cursed.
not connecting right now, but
Nope.
it will be
right.
soon. Anything else that Mithra wants to do? You can.
Let's see. No, I think yeah, just I have a buckler on my right arm, so I'm just bracing myself for this one to attack me.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Okay. Perfect. Bart, you're kind of surrounded.
Bart's gonna see which way do we go. Probably this one right here. Can I double click or I'll move. I'll take a step towards the one that I'm attacking with my enchanted club. And I think I have this entered in right, so I can roll it from the sheet.
Cool. Oh, wow.
Nice.
Very nice.
Very good.
Sweet. And they're small, medium creatures?
Yeah, medium. Yeah.
That'd be a 2d4. I don't have any strength bonus.
6 damage. All right. So I'm curious, what does the shillelagh like? I imagine that the shillelagh kind of like transforms the club a little bit so that it looks a little different. What do you think it looks like when it's enchanted with shillelagh spell?
I think parts of it almost seem ephemeral, just because it's like almost smoky towards the edges of it.
Yeah.
Very good. I like it.
Just kind of misty. It's just got kind of the edges of it look like they might not be solid, but it still is.
Like faded corners on it. Yeah, that is cool. And you
could just be playing light and shadows, but it's.
So this damage seems like more so than the arrow, that it does maybe more damage upon contact than you expected, and so when you hit this thing, it shatters its arm and shoulder on one side, and that claw and arm fall off, but it is still standing, and at that point hissing and looking you dead in the eyes, and you feel that chill on the back of your neck that you only feel when you're around an undead creature. So you can just see that sort of that false life that's running through the thing, and it just sends these chills through you, and you would definitely have that sort of sharpened sense being a cleric. So that anything else that you want to do?
I would try to turn, but I don't think that I get the ability as a cleric of Lyra, to tell you the truth.
Specialty purse?
Yeah.
So if anyone's wondering why I haven't, tried that, that's not listed as a granted power, unfortunately.
Yeah, no problem. Understood. All right, that would bring us to Ronnie. Good turn.
Jamie, I understand there is trees around, right? I will try to climb one.
Let's see.
It's third one I can find around me.
So yeah, so are you unable to see right now on the screen?
I'm seeing.
Okay. The closest one to you that's moving is on Bart, right here. So you're 1, 2, 3, 4. You could move one. I don't know. Let's see. Your movement is it's 20 feet for you to get next to that one. It's 20 feet away.
No, I think you don't. You misunderstood me. I will climb a tree.
Oh, okay. I got you. Okay. So right.
Thirtieth around.
Okay. So I guess do climb walls, and
Yep.
yeah, we'll put you up in this one. Okay, no problem. You easily can climb the tree. How far up do you want to be?
I think around 30 feet.
Okay. All right. So you're climbing up the tree. I don't think you'll be able to get all the way up this turn, but I would think your movement when you're climbing is probably like half your regular movement. So we'll say you're like 15 feet up right now in the tree.
15 feet is enough to keep me out of reach.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay, it's enough. I will climb the 15 feet.
Okay. All right. I'm going to mark your token that you are up in the air looking down.
Perfect.
All right.
Thank you.
All right. Good job. So Kurz is up.
Well, let's shoot at the same one,
In fact, I'm going to mark this other one.
which is probably the one that's attacking Bart.
Oh. I imagine you want to use a one of your 3 remaining fortune there.
I guess so. That would be a good thing.
You can re-roll it
You
once.
don't want to hit Bart.
My robes don't guard against arrows very well.
Oh, much better. Using their lit oil. So you're using oil?
No, it was short
Misclick.
bow.
Oh, okay. For some reason it rolled on the bow one, but let's see. So it was 16. Okay, you're good. All right.
I probably
So
just hit the wrong one.
yeah, it's okay. 5 damage. All right. So this was the same one that was already hurt before and missing
Yep.
half its arm and had
I
an
hit it before.
arrow.
Bart hit it before.
Yeah. So tell us about this final shot that drops this thing.
Oh, just kind of goes through the eye socket and kind of removes the head from the
There you go.
rest of the rusted and crusty body.
Yeah, so the skull kind of rolls off, to the side, towards the trail, down the hill a little, and the body, falls lifeless
Kind of
right in front
a
of Art.
slow fall.
Yep, perfect.
And
All right.
let's try shooting at the other one then. That's also attacking Bart. Not so much.
That's all right.
I'll settle for one hit around.
Yeah, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. All right. If there's
I would
nothing
say
else,
that's amazing, actually.
our ranger gets his first crack at him.
All right.
Our former druid would be so pissed off that I hit things.
I'm gonna shoot this one that's in between Emra.
Okay.
Can I point at it? Well, let me.
If you've got the pointer selected, you can just long click and it should do like a circle. There you go.
There we go. All right, 1 second. Did that do it? Yeah.
All right. For some reason, it's sending your rules to me only, but what was this?
Wait, let me try it again.
Yeah, I don't think that was right. There we go. Unfortunately, that is a miss.
Okay.
AC is 6. How many shots do you get?
2 for 1.
Okay.
So I can go again.
Yep.
You want me to do it now or
You
just add
can
it?
do it now. Normally I add it, but since I didn't do that with Kurza and you're the last one to go, you might as well go ahead.
Oh, it's a little worse.
Fortunately, yeah. Unfortunately, this hill and everything is probably difficult, to get a straight line on. But again, the elf, did it. So you must feel.
Oh.
I'm sure you feel inside, like you're infuriated by that. But
Yep.
that's the end of the round. So we can do initiative, a group initiative again. If someone could roll that.
Go ahead, Adam.
All right.
Oh,
Yep.
there you go. That's the best you've done yet.
Got a feeling.
Okay, so I'll let you go from there, and you roll that.
Hey. There it is.
Yeah, so these other two have not yet been struck. They are again. They have blades on their. They have sort of belts, and they have blades hanging on their belts, but they're purposely trying to claw at you. So that brings up then. Looks like Mithra will be first. Is that right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
There you
3
go.
speed factor 3 plus 2.
There you go.
All right, well, let me get another shot at this.
Let's do it. Let's get this
Let's
disconnected.
All right.
Yes, there it is.
Yes. They're surprisingly nimble for.
Yeah, they're a little harder to hit. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, for sure.
I guess. At least it seems to be. All right. Damage.
I guess she's trying to anticipate the movement, but they are mindless. So you are.
Yeah. I'm spoiling. I'm not used to fighting undead. Is it they're small or medium, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Oh, wow. Max damage. Great shot. Great shot. So where did you aim your shot at?
I think I was gonna. Yeah, right. His head.
All right. So you kind of slice down and chop off like a quarter of his face and chip part of his skull right off of his body. Somehow or other, he is still upright, but he looks a lot different, and he's missing his eye on one side. So it's just gotta become even more terrifying to look at. But at the same time, it looks a little staggered because that was a hell of a hit. So
this one, right? Yeah.
Yeah, this one here. Yep. So that brings us to Bart. Shillelagh.
Club.
Nice, right on. You guys are rolling good.
Work. And minimum damage on one of the dice, so 4 total.
4, okay. All right, you slap him again with the shillelagh, which is rolling true right now, and then it is Ronnie's turn. From the tree.
Yeah, these two guys are still on the ground, right?
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have a range to throw a rock at this one.
I'll make a little red dot on these. Okay. A rock? Did you say a rock?
I have a sling bullet. I have sling
Oh,
bullets.
yeah. Okay, yeah. All right.
Okay. Rock. Sling bullet. Range. Sling bullet. Here it goes. Yeah.
Wow. All right. You guys are all hitting.
Nice.
Sling bullet.
Just hear this bullet whizzing through
Oh,
the
medium.
branches and just connect just solid to solid bone. 3 damage.
Yeah. Stuns are good for undead.
Oops, let's see. All right. So yeah, that bullet whizzes through the air and you hit him. Is that a 1 attack per round or?
One. Just one.
Okay. All right. So then the remaining the 2 undead here are going to return fire. First is 1 towards Amithra and 1 towards Bart in that order.
Hmm.
So Mithra 15 and Bart. So what's your AC, Molly?
Counting my shield or not counting my shield?
Counting.
My little buckler.
Yeah, you can count your buckler.
Because they only 1 attack. With that it's 4.
4. Okay. So the first one, it hit you right on at what it needed. And so I need you to give me a savings throw versus paralyzation.
Okay. Say, where are those at? Under attributes?
Good.
Tracker, info, tracker. Okay, I see it. Paralyzation?
Paralyzation, yeah. All right. So yeah, you get slashed by this creature as it makes contact directly with you. You sort of feel this chill, on the surface of your skin, and you feel the pain of the scratch, but it's so cold, kind of where it touched you, that it feels really odd. Not like anything you felt, fighting in the pits with gladiators. Definitely feels surreal and supernatural in terms of what you just resisted. So you would sort of be a little, maybe more aware of what the power of the undead feels like, from this close range after that attack. But you do not suffer any consequence. You are able to resist the paralyzation.
Paralysis.
So, yep.
I shout out, beware, friends. They carry the chill touch of the grave.
Yep. And so the other is took an attack on Bart, and Bart, your AC was what, 8? You said
8. So assuming, I'm thinking they just hit me as well.
they hit you. Yeah, they hit you.
Paralyzing.
So yep. Oh, okay. You want to use a astonishing fortune? You have what, 2 left, or
2 left.
we're only gonna go for probably 10 more. So
yeah, I guess I haven't used any yet, so I'll go ahead and use it.
Okay.
Okay.
There you go. Okay. So again, yeah, similar to maybe you had to call on Lyra to help, give you a second chance there, as that was starting to kind of course itself through your body, and that second chance, that she was able to grant you, resisted the paralysis. So, but apart from that, you guys are each going to take some damage here. So, 1 second. First is Amithra, you'll have 4 damage, and Bart, you'll have 3 damage. And that is it for
Got it.
them. That goes then to Kurza.
Well, let's attack the one that's shoot the one attacking Bart. So
Miss.
close, but not quite.
Close.
Take a second shot, maybe.
Yep, AC 6.
Oh, and 16.
Yeah, you're littering the woods.
I've used up my good shots.
All right. Anything else you want to move?
You're on your own,
Actually,
guys.
you already taken both attacks, so that's it. Halen, you're up.
Yep. I am going to shoot arrow at this one.
Okay.
See if I can do some damage to it.
Split the motherfucking.
Oh my god. That was a 18. Okay.
All right.
That is a hell of a
Way to
hit.
go.
Let's see if we can
Good
do some
shot.
damage.
Thank you. Was it D8, I think? Where's
Yep.
the damage on the bow? Oh, you have to
Chief
do that
Arrow.
on
Chief
the...
Arrow is D8.
Yeah. Three?
3. I don't remember. Does the longbow add your strength to it?
I think it has to
Um,
be a specialized bow.
Yeah, if that's the right type, it's a very expensive bow.
Yeah.
Okay, so 3 damage to this one.
Yeah.
All right. He's yeah. I mean, both of these have now taken some pretty much equal damage. They're both still upright, but it is now to Amithra.
All right, I'm gonna try and finish this one off.
Oh, actually, I'm sorry,
Lucky.
Halen, you got a second attack, correct?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Plus, her speed's faster.
Well, actually, she's that's the end of the turn, so you would be the last to act on.
Oh, okay.
My bad.
No problem.
Curse have it too, right?
What's that?
Yeah, he took his 2.
Yep.
Yeah.
My 9
Yeah, that unfortunately misses.
misses. Okay.
Yeah, 2 misses.
All right, so we'll just go ahead and keep the turn order as it is for now, and just roll with it. So, Amithra, you can.
Well, I'm gonna change mine to.
Yeah, if you want to change anything you're doing, it's 3. Yeah.
Miss.
This. Okay.
I'm
Kurza.
still kind of slowed down from that paralyzation. I'm still like sluggish.
Kurza, what did you want to do?
I'm gonna cast a magic missile. One at each of the 2 remaining zombies here, or whatever they are.
Oh, okay. So one for each. Okay. All right, that'll be D4 plus 1 if you want to roll one. If you want to roll those separately, tell me which one you're gonna hit with which roll.
Sure thing. As soon as I can get things out of the way.
No problem.
There we go. All right, so this is the one on Bart.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Max damage. The one on Mithra.
All right.
There you go.
All right. Nice. Okay, so you guys, I think we've seen before. What color are your magic missiles?
I have no idea.
What do you think? What do you think? What color would they be? I mean, just like it could be whatever you would think.
An angry purple.
Ah, okay. Nice. That would catch. That would definitely like be very flashy. So, angry purple, love it.
That's
All right.
right.
Then that brings up Ronnie.
An angry purple hammer exploding on contact. There we go.
Your
I like that.
Eldritch,
I like
your
that.
Eldritch missile strikes truer than your other missiles, mage.
Mhm.
Guaranteed to every time.
He'd only put the bow down and use his magic. Unfortunately, the slingshot missed. Another bullet whizzed by from the tree above. Bart, you're up.
Nope.
You'd
He's
still-
shaken by the cold touch as well, apparently.
Yeah, that's true. Maybe you guys are a little rattled after feeling the tug of paralysis. So makes some sense. That
Must
brings
be.
actually this guy is not up. Halen, you are up first.
Okay. Gonna try to do another shot on this guy right here.
Okay. Oh, that would be a fumble unless you want to use that last fortune.
Hmm.
Do it.
I'm gonna save it. I'm not gonna do it.
Isn't the fumble though like you might hit one of us or no?
Yeah, so
Yes.
just go to the macros or collection tab and do a weapon fumble.
Or does everyone think I should do?
I think it's better to keep the last one for us. We'll save.
Someone's life.
Yeah, I mean with paralysis floating around, it's tough, you know.
That's true. Yeah,
but-
that's true.
Dangerous. Dangerous.
All right, I'm on the collections tab.
Yeah, so on the collections tab at the bottom under rollable tables, you can press roll on weapon fumble. And it'll tell you what happens here.
Oh boy.
Oh. It breaks your bow.
Oh,
So
no.
No magical. No magical.
it's not magical, but so it breaks, and so
It's a master.
it was a master crafted bow. So yeah, unfortunately something happened during the shot that caused it to crack, and it's going to do -1 on all attack and damage rolls until repaired. So it's not broken unusable. It's broken to where it has a defect, and so now it's less effective. Both with its ability to hit and its damage that it causes. So.
Damn.
All right. So it now before you can take your second shot with the modifiers, the creatures get to go, and so they are kind of mindlessly thrashing forward at continuing at one at Bart and one at Amithra in that order. So Bart first and Amithra second. Bart, you have been struck again. Go ahead and roll your save.
Nope.
There is one fortune remaining.
I think I will
use
grip
it.
Shillelagh tightly as I become rigid. Let's see what happens. The one has been beat up pretty well, so I'm gonna cross my fingers and hope that the rest of the party can take it down quickly after this. But...
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Altruistic.
What damage did I take with that?
It will be.
Why are you rolling 2 die 20?
Yeah, I was wondering that.
I rolled 2 die 20 because the first 20 was targeted at Bart and the second 20 was targeted at Amithra.
Oh, okay. I see.
Yeah, and Bart got hit. Yeah, so 3 damage is all you took. All right, so that then brings up Halen gets his second shot. You just have your -1 to factor.
Yep. I'm gonna try to hit him again. Hopefully, I don't fumble again. All right, and would
It could have been worse. It could have broke fully. So thankfully it was just cracked. There you go. There you go.
Still hit him.
Which one were you targeting?
This one right here.
Okay. All right. Good.
Trying to attack Barth.
He is.
That's the one I know.
Yeah, he's the most hurt. So we'll see if you can drop him. You have a chance.
Is it damage a -1 for damage as well?
Yeah. Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Attack and roll damages.
Oh wow.
Just 11.
You did the best you could do.
Ooh.
So
Sweet.
tell us about this finishing shot that drops this creature.
So when I shoot the arrow, it slams right into the skull and just goes right through, and the skull breaks right in half. And he falls down to the ground.
Nice. This is exposing his rotten brains as
Mhm.
it falls over. Perfect. So then there's one remaining. We'll just keep the
Winter strikes again.
Yeah, well done. Good shot.
Thank
We'll keep the turn order the way it is. There's just one of them remaining. So if you guys want to change anything with what your action is, you can change yourself in the turn order. Otherwise, we'll start from the top. So I think Kurza, are you? What are you thinking?
Here's another magic missile.
Oh,
It's the same guy. So
look who memorized all his battle spells.
that's right.
Go for it.
He'll be finished now.
So let's see what the
So you're
exploding
doing two.
translucent glowing hammers can do.
There you go. So
3 damage,
yep.
followed by another 3 damage.
All right. So he's hurting.
Yeah. 6 angry purple.
And he is hanging on by very little for life force here. But those are two good shots. More of these
That's it for magic missiles, though.
angry purple hammers. Perfect. So Amithra then gets a crack at this one.
All right, here we go.
Mash him. Slice him.
Oh. No such luck.
There's an astonishing fortune left if you want it, or
No,
you can roll the fumble.
Oh, that's a fumble, huh? What should I do, team? Should I roll the? I really don't want my sword to break. It's special.
Yeah. And avoid the.
It needs a special person to keep its edge, and if it gets damaged, then I'm kind of screwed.
Roll again.
Roll again.
All right. Thank you.
Oh, there you go. That was a good use.
Yay!
That was a good use of it.
That was a good use.
You may very well drop this thing. You need to hit for four more points. So there you go.
Yeah.
All right. Tell us about the Drusus finishing this thing.
I just want to lop off the rest of his head that's left.
Nice. Half a head and now no head. And so you guys are sort of like all of a sudden just looking around, like still, adrenaline pumping, thinking, there could be more of these coming. And as you stand around for a little bit, nothing else is moving. You don't detect any other life or activity. And so I'll give you a moment. You'll look at the corpses, and so again, if you look more closely at them, they are wearing like blue robes that look pretty tattered. On the robes, if you look close enough, you'll see that there is a marking on the robe that has a picture of an eye, a circle with an eye in it, and
circle with a dot in it, like
a circle with a dot in it. Yeah, but it looks
similar to our tattoos.
Yeah, exactly. And the each of them has a dagger on their belt, and this includes the dead body that was already there. It's dressed exactly the same, and the blade that's on its belt is like a curved looking dagger blade. and it looks like it's made out of silver. And they each carry one, so you can recover that. Other than that, you don't see anything else noticeable on their body, or worth, anything that's worth anything. And then the other two bodies that were here appear to be humans who match and look like the description of who you heard about from the guys who were coming down the trail. But the funny thing to you is that what they described was that they were attacked by people. They didn't describe anything about being attacked by undead. So that seems a little curious to you. But you look at those bodies and you're able to recover a long sword and a short sword. Both of them have leather armor. And beyond that, the rest of their goods are pretty minimal. You're able to pull together between them 11 gold pieces and 4 silver. That's the extent of what's on their body.
Who's keeping track of the loot?
I am.
Cool.
So I'll give you guys, especially for Halen, I'd like for you to try to do a tracking check,
Okay.
if you would.
Yeah, I will. Tracking, that's under proficiencies.
Yeah. There's a dice icon.
Yep.
Perfect. Okay. Yeah, so you guys spent some time again, kind of looking around, and you start to follow the tracks. And Halen, you notice, where it looks like these guys are coming from leads to a nearby peak, and it's sort of, again, straight up the hill from where you're at. You're walking on a trail between several peaks, and it looks like they're coming from one particular peak where it turns, it like the vegetation just dies off when it gets to a certain elevation, so you can see it from where you're at. It's above you a couple 100 feet, and it's climbable. It's passable, but at the top it looks like it's just rock. From down here, and down here is like all vegetation, trees, and whatnot. And it seems like all of them are like that. There's like 4 or 5 peaks in the region that you can see that are rocky balds on top of these mountains, and this one in particular seems like that's where you believe these creatures came from.
All right, so I tell the party what direction I believe where they came from, and I'm like, do you guys want to further go find them?
What's the best way up there, Harlan? Halen?
Up this path up here.
Oh, we've come this far.
Yeah, and we've eliminated the previous group, if they are who they said they are. Killed these guys. And between when we talked to that fight and our fight, somebody came along and raised them. But they didn't raise the other 2.
As Jamie said before, it could be a wild magic effect too. Sometimes when people cast some spells, there is a side effect in specific areas. Here could be one of these areas.
Yeah, I'm wondering if the silver daggers have any special powers to do here.
But I think it's not related to our goal here. I think it's
They're working with the
something
same
like
people
that.
that
That symbol, yeah.
the symbol matches our arms, so
Yeah.
it's
yet another tentacle.
Yeah, they're certainly not friendly.
No.
They could be raised just because us are crossing this area. Maybe our tattoo raised them
Mm-hmm.
or
But
something like that.
if we follow the tracks, are we to believe that we have to climb? Like, there's no easier way to traverse up to the peak?
It looks like it sort of goes through a couple of switchbacks. It heads up a couple 100 feet, and then it kind of reaches a point where it's like a spiraling ledge that can lead you to the peak itself. And the peak itself has some snow on it, so it's, you're starting to get to that temperature where the vegetation doesn't survive above that certain altitude. It starts to get cold up there. And so, you can kind of sense that it's probably a little bit more difficult up there for survival, but not extreme, but certainly cooler than where you're at right now.
I mean, maybe there's a cave up there or something that they're hiding in, right?
Hey.
But we'll be vulnerable.
Or
And at
somewhere
risk.
below the tree line that they're hiding in, and we don't necessarily need to go to the top. But yeah, I think you're right.
But the tracks that Halen that saw, they went up the peak, right? Is that correct?
Yep.
Yep. Maybe like one of us should go scout it out.
Yeah.
I've got some crampons. I think
One
they
of
might
us.
fit your feet, your big old feet, halfling.
I'm out of offensive spells at this point.
Oh,
Do you have spider climb?
How long did I spend standing at attention in front of the dead ghoul?
Oh yeah,
Curiosity.
I forgot that you are still paralyzed. And let's see. So,
Art, have anything to say about this?
it would have been about 3 or 4 rounds, and it would have faded off. So, a few moments after the combat ended, you would have recovered your movement.
Okay.
I was thinking about put my coat above him and use him as a hanger. Put my hat on his head. Just to get some kicks out of his paralysis.
Someone give him a drink after.
There you go.
Paralyzed.
Yeah, maybe right when the scotch touched your lips, all of a sudden you could move again. So, we'll take that for what it's worth. But yeah, so you guys, again, like you're observing the area. You're not seeing any movement coming from the hill or anything like that. And it just seems obvious that that's the path that they came from is in that direction.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Well, we have to investigate it at some point.
Ahead, following the tracks.
Perfect. Okay, so
I'm gonna go ahead.
Oh no, go ahead. What were you gonna do?
I was just gonna say I'm gonna recover my bolas so that I still have them.
Okay. Yeah, you can recover that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could definitely recover that. If anyone is kind of doing arrow tracking and wants to recover ammunition, what you can do is roll after a combat. Just roll percentile, and you can recover that percentage of ammo that you used. So that's the way we'll handle that. So if you shot, for Kurza, if he shot 5 arrows, he would be able to recover 1. So. And that would be misses probably, right? So your hits would be easy to recover. But anyway, what we'll do is this is perfect kind of place to end, and I'm going to take you to this next map before we do to give you our final scene. All right, so you guys are heading up the hill quite a bit. Like I said, eventually kind of the deciduous trees kind of turn into junipers and conifers and evergreens, and then eventually just starts to turn into grass and open field and rock. And you get to a point where you're able to ascend through some sort of spiraling ledge where you reach the point where you can see the top of this mountain very clearly. And what you notice at the top is it looks to be almost like a place of worship to you from a distance. As you're getting closer, you can see some slabs and benches that were built into the ground. There are actually stone steps that are connected to some of the hillside that make it easy to traverse. At the side where you're walking up, there is a large stone statue of what appears to be a robed man who has his arms crossed and bears the symbol that you saw on your tattoo and on the undead on his on the side of the statue itself. The very tip of the peak has some, a large couple of large boulders, but you can tell in front of it looks like it sits a large crypt. And as you're making your way kind of up here and keeping your eyes on things and heading up, the wind kind of picks up, and you start to hear some noises that sound almost like howling coming from below you, and that is where we're going to stop tonight's session, and we'll pick up next time in 2 weeks. It's on the hilltop with howling below you, and we'll see what fate awaits us in the next session. So hope everybody had a good time. It's been a hell of a lot of fun to get back together and play. I missed this, and I missed you all and getting to the table. So Happy New Year. I'm glad we were able to kick it off tonight with so many of you able to make it, and I hope you had as good of a time. So thanks everybody for
Thank you, Jamie.
doing it. It was
Good
Thank you,
game.
Jamie.
fun.
Yeah,
Thanks,
thanks.
Jimmy. Thanks, everybody.
All right, guys, take care.
Good night.
Bye.
Good night.